Hello there, folks. This is Big Tex. Welcome to College Football Saturday.
We're in Dallas at the largest attended state fair in the nation for today's Big 12 football matchup between Baylor and Texas Tech. Presented in brilliant high definition by Philips Televisions. Today, RG3, Baylor quarterback Robert Griffin looks to take the Baylor Bears to their 5th win of the season as they travel to the Cotton Bowl, battling a Texas Tech Red Raider team that has a record-setting quarterback of their own in Taylor Potts.
I'm feeling invincible tonight. I'm alive, take a look into my eyes.
Both defenses will be tested to the max as these two outstanding quarterbacks bring a lightning fast, strike-first attitude into the huddle. It's Baylor and Texas Tech in the historic Cotton Bowl. A Big 12 Conference Showdown starts now. It's a longer ride to the state fair for the Red Raider fans, over 300 miles plus from West Texas. Much closer for the Baylor Bears, but plenty of good reasons to come out to one of the great state fairs in the nation, one that started back in the late 1800s. Welcome to the Cotton Bowl in Dallas for Big 12 College Football Saturday. It's all presented by Philips Televisions. And today in Big 12 Conference play, Baylor takes on Texas Tech. Hi, everybody. Joel Myers alongside Dave Lappman. Welcome on a very warm Saturday afternoon to the Cotton Bowl in Dallas as we get ready for what could be a wild shootout. Baylor coming in as one of the surprises in the Big 12, and they've also got the Offensive Conference Player of the Week in Robert Griffin.
RG3 is dynamic. I mean, this guy is a touchdown maker. There's no question about it. And when you look at him, his freshman year, he averaged more than 2 touchdowns a game. Last year, in an abbreviated season due to injury, exactly 2 a game. This year, averaging 3 touchdowns a game. And he is what you call the ultimate dual threat quarterback. He's got a howitzer hanging off of that right shoulder, and he's got jackhammer feet in space. He can beat you multiple ways, and he involves everybody else offensively, makes them all better.
Well, it's a similar story for the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. They've got one of the best and most explosive quarterbacks of the Big 12 in Taylor Potts, and truly one of the best wide receiver quarterback tandems.
Potts to Leong. I'll tell you what, this is a dynamic combination. Taylor Potts, Lau Leong. And quarterback receiver is built on trust. These guys played football together when they were in elementary school, high school, now here at Texas Tech. They communicate without spoken word, body language. They know where each other is, and they know where they're supposed to be at all times. Leong is great using his body, tremendous body control. Contested catches are all his.
It is a classic setting. When we come back, but first, it'll be Darren Horton in our College Football Saturday studio. You're watching Big 12 College Football Saturday. It's all presented by Philips Televisions. College Football Saturday continues. Magnificent Saturday afternoon in Dallas. Red Raiders traveling well. Boy, the alumni are here for the Red Raiders. And the Baylor Bears making their way onto the field now. So we are just about set for the opening kickoff. But first we head downstairs to Jim Knox. Knoxy.
Last week, Robert Griffin accounted just for himself 444 total yards of offense. How do you slow him down today?
Well, the problem is they got more than just him. You know, they got a running back, they got good receivers. You know, you're not going to stop him completely, but you got to have patience. You got to make sure you give him enough bad plays, but you got to play great on third down. Third down conversions will be huge for us today.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Joel?
And Ken, they will stay away. We'll talk to Dave Lappin about it in just a moment. A slow start once again for the Red Raiders. Today's game on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces serving in 175 countries aboard ships at sea. They are watching in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, Japan. Thank you, all the men and women out there on AFN today, for making it possible for all of us to be here in Dallas and enjoy our freedom. When I talked about spectacular weather, it's a little bit warmer than 73 down on the surface, though. There's no question about that. Humidity for Dallas at this time of the year, low so far. but it is going to heat up. Williams waits back deep over to the near side. And we are ready to go. Baylor won the toss, elected to receive as it's kicked away by Matt Williams. And brought back for the Bears and barely the 20. What a shot. So Williams popped on the return. Man, put him down at the 18. But the big weapon, the one that we have been talking about, not that Griffin, the big offensive lineman, but RG3, Robert Griffin III, the Big 12 Conference Offensive Player of the Week. And that was a record, what he did last week in total yards for a Baylor Bear. And what he's done is not make mistakes when you see 11 over 2 when it comes to touchdowns and interceptions.
No question. Better than a 5-to-1 ratio. His decision-making has been impeccable.
He comes out with Finley in the backfield. And right away, dead ball foul thrown for the back with a delay of game.
Prior to the snap, delay of game by the offense.
Wow.
5-yard penalty, and it's still first down.
Cooper Castleberry, our Big 12 referee today, so a mistake out of the locker room. That's rare when you see it from the sideline off the opening kick.
No doubt, and to get themselves off schedule behind the chains, 1st and 15.
Set up Finley. Well, at the starting 11. And the protection coming up. And Griffin out of the flank. It's complete. Short gain for Wright. But it gets the 5 back off the penalty. As he's put down by Howard on the outside. And the starting 11 are Phillips Television's starting lineups. And we talked about protection up front. The man in the middle, the anchor, a Tyler junior college transfer. He played right tackle for him last year. Very good one in Phillip Blake as you look at the backs, the receivers, and another flag, but it's going to be against red this time, offside.
Kerry Hyder.
Dead ball foul, offside by number 91 of the defense. It's a 5-yard penalty, and it's still second down.
And it's just voice inflection. Kerry Hyder is the nose guard. His nose is right on top of the football. Watch the ball. Don't listen to the quarterback. When the ball moves, you move. He's listening to the quarterback. A hard count, voice inflection. RG3 yanked him offside.
Hyder starting over Scott Smith, who did not make the trip. Hyder, a redshirt freshman out of Austin. And his first career sack just came earlier in the season against New Mexico. Another flag. Dead ball foul.
Prior to the snap, a false start by number 16 of the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, and it's still second down.
That's Kevin Reese, the true freshman wide receiver.
Yeah, and a little bit jumpy. Some nerves. Everybody's excited about this football game. There he is right there. Before the snap count, he's trying to get a jump on things. If you don't know what the snap count is, you play defense with peripheral vision. Don't move till the football moves. Don't guess out there.
Take it back. 5. It's going to be seconds and 10 to the 18. Finley stays in the backfield, not directly behind Griffin out of the gun. And Griffin out on the edge on his own. And he's got some territory. He's got the first down. Slicing his way across the 30. And he's got a first down to the 31. The wheels of Robert Griffin, the speed. Porter got him in the secondary.
Well, this is just a design run. Quarterback sweep. He's tucking it. He's going. And where he gets in the open field, he gets in space. You see he's wearing that brace on that right knee that was reconstructed. But he doesn't look like to me he's lost a step. He is ripping up the field.
He's out to the 31 on a first down. Finley's first carry of the day, slamming it, spinning it. Man, pretty good yardage. They put him down his knee just shy of the 34 for a gain of 3. And now the first 11 defensively. Up front, Kobe Whitlock. He's the guy in the middle, the senior out of Noble, Oklahoma. He's the consistent one. Former All-State wrestler. Ron Bird, you've seen that name a long time. 3rd year as a starter. And in the secondary, watch Jarvis Phillips, a redshirt freshman who's already got 4 picks this season. Yeah. Wide open. There he goes. It's Kevin Reese, and he's got it inside the 35. Boy, a little cross, shallow cross, and available for Robert Griffin.
Well, Reese is a little water bug, 5'10", 160 pounds. It starts, here he comes on the shallow cross, and it starts with a naked bootleg. All the action goes one way. Griffin and Reese, the only ones that come out to the right.
Double pass, no. As Wright's got it, breaking tackles. Now, look out. Reversing his field. Needs one more. And oh, what a saving tackle. Exceptional play. Otherwise, he might be gone for huge yardage. Jarvis Phillips, who we were just talking about, got to Kendall Wright.
Well, Kendall Wright, former quarterback, and he can double pass. He threw a touchdown pass last week. Check this out. This is just quickness in space. Nice open field tackle, though. I mean, that's an outstanding play by Phillips.
Ganaway comes into the backfield now for the first time behind Robert Griffin. So quickly on 2nd and 8. They don't go hurry up this time like they did on the previous snap, though.
Ganaway 235. He'll hammer you.
And he's going to try to hammer him, weaving his way up the middle. Inside the 30, stack into the 28. Now the first third down of length. What we saw third and about 10. This is third and a little more than 5. Duncan plugging the hole there. A defensive end, a senior out of Baton Rouge making the stop. And Terrence Ganaway, the junior from DeKalb, Texas, he's a transfer. He came over basically because of Art Briles. He started at Houston.
Exactly. And so did RG3, committed to Houston. He came to Baylor when Art Briles came to Baylor. So Art Briles brought some talent with him. This Baylor football team, I'll tell you, they passed the eyeball test. They've got a lot of beef on the hook.
Well, they got plenty in the wide receiver spot right now, including Brad Taylor, the tight end they split out. Over the middle, gets a first down. What a grab by Wright. And serious fastball from Griffin.
And he put it on the money. This fastball was on the black. I mean, unbelievably accurate. The only guy that can make a play on it is Kendall Wright right there running the slant. That's just outstanding execution. Good route, getting the inside release, and Griffin threw a beautiful dart.
And it wasn't poor coverage by Cody Davis.
No,
it was that good a throw.
Very little space, and he put it in a tight window. That window was only a third open. He found it.
Jared Monk in at tight end. Finley back into the game. And Jane Finley will get it, showing some patience, and it pays off. Scrambles his way inside the 15, down to the 12. I think it's a good idea. Let's get the keys out of the way. Our Chrysler keys of the game, Dave.
Yeah, let's do it. And fast start, Baylor's doing that. They're 0-10 under Art Briles when they trail after the first quarter. Get a fast start, create early momentum, and keep it. That's what they want to do. Balance. Whoever runs the ball better today and keeps the other offense on the sideline has an edge. They're in the red zone. They have to score 7, not 3. Texas Tech scores points. Baylor cannot settle for field goals. They have to score touchdowns in the red zone.
Well, in 17 trips in the red zone, as you mentioned, 7 touchdowns,
right.
7 field goals.
41% touchdown.
Finley needs 3. He breaks a tackle. Now going to get to the goal line. Down to the, make it the 2, almost the 1.
Helmet comes off. Texas Tech on the hit. They lose a helmet. But I'll tell you, Finley is a north-south physical downhill runner. And he showed it right there. Breaks the tackle, keeps his balance.
And will it be a timeout? They just set it.
Are they reviewing it? Nope, there we go. Misset it by about a half a foot. Reset the football.
Into the backfield. It's going to be K'Ron Johnson, the sophomore from Cuero, Texas. He's the bull. He's almost 300 pounds. Big number 49.
Well, he is 300 pounds, Joel. And this kid, in high school, he played fullback, tight end, defensive tackle, linebacker, defensive end. He's an athlete.
Griffin, quarterback draw. He's right at the goal line. No. If he takes the football out and stretches it, he's in. And that's what I was waiting for. They stop him inches shy. That was the 10th play of the drive that started way back at the Baylor 18.
And a nice mix, nice balance. They've run it, they've thrown it. If he extended that ball, though, he may have had a forced fumble because he saw the contact coming, and it was serious contact.
Now Griffin lunging. Is he in on the quarterback sneak? No word. Yes, touchdown Baylor.
Robert Griffin's 5th touchdown rushing. He's thrown for 11 and rushed for 5. RG3 is a touchdown machine.
What an impressive drive, though. Mixing up Griffin out on the edge on a big third down early in the drive, and then displaying the arm of Robert Griffin.
And the Baylor offensive line came off the football very, very well in the running game.
Jones in for the point after. Man, what a perfect start for the Baylor Bears, trying to go 2-0 in conference play after their demolition of Kansas last week. How impressive was that drive? 11 plays, 82 yards, 5.5 minutes off the clock, and the Bears on a roll. It continues this weekend at the Cotton Bowl.
Hey, Noxie, one looks a little more ripe than the other one. One needs to ripen a little bit.
Yeah, nothing. These guys are tame out here.
I think he lost all communication with you, Dave.
I think he might have. How about Texas Tech and Tommy Tuberville going Wildcat, though, putting Stevens at the direct snap and having Sheffield sub out for Tyler Potts. And Sheffield makes the key block at that wide receiver position that springs Eric Stevens inside the pylon to tie the game. I'll tell you, they're going to pull everything out of all bullets going to be detonated today. They're not going to hold anything back.
Donnie Corona. He had a struggle last week with his kickoffs. Not deep enough. And when he returned, that's going to be this week. And an onside kick, but it won't go far enough.
No, didn't go 10. Oh, wow.
Gotta make sure you get it. It's going the other way. Look out. Taking it down the sideline. Touchdown, Baylor. The Bears, smart play. Terrence Ganaway, he knew what to do with the football.
He sure did. This is the second week in a row there's been an onside kick return against Texas Tech. They get close up at Iowa State, and they try an onside kick, and Iowa State scores a touchdown on the onside kick. They try an onside kick here. Tommy Tuberville, the Riverboat Gambler, decides to go onside kick. It doesn't travel 10 yards. Ganaway can pick it up and advance it, and he does. 2 straight weeks. Texas Tech special teams, the kickoff team, has had an onside kick returned against them. Unbelievable.
Jones in for the point after. So once again, special teams kill Texas Tech. Some of it their own doing, though, with, as Dave mentioned, that gamble.
Wow.
Ganaway, no gamble by him. Straight to the goal line.
Why does Bo Jackson use 5-Hour Energy?
The reason I take 5-Hour Energy is because it gives me every...
I mean, you can't step. And Cornelius Douglas, I mean, you got to touch the football down it. And Ganaway says, if you're not going to touch it, I'm going to pick it up and take it to the house. Unreal. Just an amazing play. One team not playing smart, the other team playing with great football IQ. Ganaway, he looked Menza on that play, knowing what to do with the football. And the running back, he knows the end zone. He smelled it for 6.
And don't forget, it's Baylor who won their conference opener. Texas Tech on the downside. 2 losses already in Big 12 play. So Marks will kick it away.
When you get an unscripted score like that in a game like this, that's huge. And Baylor gets an unscripted score.
Eric Stevens waits back deep. Over to the far side, Austin Zuzana. And it's going to be a boot, directional one, taken short. And Zuzana let it hit for some reason and backed away. Another mistake for some reason by the return team. But they're fortunate it was a tailor-made hop.
It looked like he lost in the sun. You have an injured Baylor player at about the 21-yard line. Looks like he loses it. I think he loses the ball in the sun. I really do. I think that was a factor.
You look like the Cincinnati Red outfielder in the right field last night.
Looked like Jay Bruce in right field. I think the sun was definitely an issue there, and hopefully this isn't a serious injury to Baylor. Checking that right leg. Now they're checking the right ankle, and actually they're checking his leg, lower leg, the shin area. You know, sometimes you get kicked, boy, and I've been kicked in the shin, and that thing will swell up the size of a softball.
So unfortunate for Baylor, and maybe you can see on this play.
So let's see. Nice hit right here. Let's take a look in
knee to knee.
Right in the middle of the right here. Takes a shot in the leg.
And fortunately, Logan Lanier, he's back up. Reserve linebacker, sophomore from Converse, Texas, but no weight at all, as you can see on the right side.
Well, special teams have not been special for Coach Tuberville, that's for sure. 2 straight weeks to have an onside kick returned against you. The odds of that, better odds to get struck by lightning 3 times.
Potts with Baron Badge, quick bubble screen as it goes on the outside, and a nice move on the outside by Detron Lewis. She bumped out on a big gain, a convoy, and then he turned the corner out to the 38.
I'll tell you, Therese and Swindell, nice blocking on the perimeter. If you don't have the football and you're a wide receiver, you have to stock block on the edge, and Texas Tech doing a great job.
Potts out of the gun once again. Boy, they took his running back completely out of it. Baron Badge. Baron Badge was leveled coming out of the backfield. He was just walloped by Elliott Coffey and never recovered because it looked like Potts was looking at him.
Well, he took a coffee break. Badge didn't want to take a coffee break. He did get smoked.
Man. Now big lane over to the right side. Needed 10. Stevens on 2nd and 10. Got about 8 out to the 46.
And they have a nice little change of pace. Stevens is a guy that'll make you miss in space a little bit, whereas Badge is more of a great tackles come downhill in the running game. And this is a 3rd and makeable. This is not a 3rd down situation that Baylor wanted. They want 3rd and 7 or more, not 3rd and 2.
Stevens in the backfield, little counter action, and it'll be Badge getting the first down, but once again a stiff hit. That's Byron Lander, the strong safety.
Who hit who? I mean, this was just great contact. Both are saying, I'm imposing my will. And I'll tell you what, Badge took Lander over a little bit backward. Lander will bring the wood, but Badge brought a bigger 2x4.
Now, first down options for Potts, who's already 5 of 7 for 74 yards passing. It'll be Eric Stevens. Not much available. He gets 2 down to the 49.
I'll tell you, Joel, the tempo is unbelievable. And remember, Baylor's defensive tackles 330 and 340. And these guys, their tongue's going to be on the turf. They're going to get so tired. In fact, they're subbing them out. The big guys aren't in there because of this up-tempo NASCAR tactic that's being employed by Texas Tech. They are totally controlling tempo.
2nd and long for Potts and the Red Raiders. Here comes he, and on single coverage, overshooting Alex Torres. So he gave him room. He wasn't going to be underthrown by Taylor Potts.
Torres, to me, still doesn't look like he's running totally fluidly. A little bit of a hitch in his gait, but he does have some separation. Ball a little bit overthrown, I think. Potts thought that Torres was going to be a little bit further down the football field. Looks like he's laboring with his stride to me.
Trying to get him going. A guy who caught 67 balls last year as a redshirt freshman. And on the outside, wide open drop. Do you believe it? Jacoby Franks had a first down. He can't believe it either.
We're going to be frank about it. He dropped it. I mean, nothing else. He ran a great route, got outstanding separation. Look at the separation. I mean, he's got 10-yard separation. He can get yards after catch. He looked it in. He looked it all the way to the ground. I mean, he just didn't catch it. He didn't take his eyes off it. He just did not execute.
So the punt coming up for LaCour. He's got a 44-yard average so far this season. We saw what he's done during his career. Back deep. It's Kendall Wright. And will he even handle it? Stays away from it and wisely as a decoy. So it'll be Baylor with the lead and the ball at their own 20 after a number of early mistakes by Texas Tech. And we remind you, FoxSportsSouthwest.com has the Big 12 absolutely blanketed. Log on right now. You can check out highlights, post-game press conferences, this weekend's games, last night, the Oklahoma State game. It is FoxSportsSouthwest.com, where we cover your favorite Big 12 teams. We absolutely have it covered, so stay with us on FoxSportsSouthwest.com.
You're right, Joel. Mistakes by Texas Tech on special teams, dropped footballs. You know, the coaches wanted to have them come out and play relaxed and loose, just like this guy. This guy's relaxed. He's having fun in the stands. Got to have more fun on the field, be a little bit more relaxed out there. Tech's a little bit too tight.
We need a timeout on the field, Dave. We got corn dogs and turkey legs up here. A little dump off, it's complete. And Kevin Reese takes a shot, but gets good yardage. That's almost like a running play with the accuracy of Griffin. And especially a guy who's got some cushion on the outside, past the 25 to the 26. Howard in on the hit.
A nice block by Sampson on the perimeter. These wide receivers from both teams are outstanding.
Finley, little counter action, misdirection, And he stretches it out to the 28. It'll be 3rd and 2. Big third down coming up. Ron Bird in on that stop, especially for Texas Tech momentum-wise.
And this is where Baylor, they want to be 3rd and 4 or less than they are. This is not what Tech wanted. The 3rd and makeable with RG3 at quarterback. He can do anything he wants here on 3rd and short. They want it 3rd and 7 or more, Texas Tech does defensively.
He's got Wright and Williams topside. Finley in the backfield, needs 2. And will he keep it himself? Yes, he will. And he doesn't get it. They stayed at home on Robert Griffin. It's a shock when he doesn't succeed. He's been that good so far this season.
Great open field tackle. I mean, that is a clinic. Put that on training reel. Trey Porter, the nickelback, he came up large right there. One-on-one in space on RG3. Porter said, "You're going down." Big, big play.
Now Zuzanek going back for the first punt of the game for Derek Epperson. A 45-yard average. The second best in the Big 12 Conference so far this season.
A great student as well. This guy's got time management figured out.
So 3+ and the clock moving and adjusting. Zuzanek, fair catch. He'll take it in cleanly. And Texas Tech will have it at their own 31. And injury update downstairs, Jim Knox.
All right, Joel, it's not good for Logan Lanier. As you see, he's on the stretcher. It's a right ankle injury. They got his right ankle right now in a air cast, so it's not good. Logan Lanier being carted into the locker room. He is nonetheless through for the day.
Man,
unfortunate situation.
Yeah, it looks like his whole right leg they have in an air cast. Man, that's not pleasant. We hate to see that.
Taylor Bott, Texas Tech. Took him a long time to get set up and ready to go. And out of the gun. Coming back on it. It's complete. And Franks makes a miss. Beats the first. And that was a nice move he put on Bryant.
Yeah, nice little yards after catch. You know, when you're in space, little quickness, lateral quickness, and there it is. Boom. I mean, he set Bryant up. Bryant has to use the sideline as a 12th defender. He allowed him to get inside. He should have leveraged the sideline a little better.
Good for 15. Baron Batch just squeezing as much as he could out of the first down and gets 4 up to the midfield stripe. So Texas Tech has stopped themselves.
Right.
It's not the Baylor defense, at least very early in this game.
And that was the big key for Texas Tech. No self-destruction. Well, they totally self-destructed. But their tempo, you have to be in shape to play offense for Texas Tech. They run a ton of plays in a little bit of time.
It'll be 2nd and 6 on a 7-point ball game. Late in the first 15 minutes of play. Potts with pressure, and he didn't feel it on the blind side. Coming around the corner, making the stop is Tevin Elliott, the left end out of Mount Pleasant, Texas.
And Tevin Elliott is a big play guy. There's no question about that. This young man comes off the edge, and he comes off the edge hard. Let's take a look at him. Watch him run it down from behind. He's relentless in his pursuit. That's just an outstanding play. Very, very athletic. That's his 5th sack of the season already.
Potts now adjusting at the line on 3rd and long. It'll be 3rd and 15. Back at his own 41. He's got Batch over the middle, but that's not enough. And what a gun. That time Franks holds on. Right at the marker. Now, where is the spot? And it looks like he's got it.
I'll tell you, he dropped down. This time, Taylor Potts decides to go a little sidearm. Watch the angle. Watch the arm slot. Unbelievable effort here. Just slides it down a little bit. The arm slot delivers a strike.
Now, it's Taylor Potts hanging on to it. Doing his best Robert Griffin impersonation inside the 10. Will he get there? Down inside the 2.
Man. He thinks he scored.
That shocked the world, not just all of us at the Cotton Bowl, with a flag down to the far side at about the 25.
He thought he scored, but he didn't. He definitely came down short. Let's see what the flag, if there's an illegal block in space. Let's see if anybody holds out there. And Potts is just off to the races and can't quite finish it.
Sideline interference on the Baylor bench. It's a 5-yard penalty at the dead ball spot.
They were stunned too.
Well, sideline interference, they tripped an official. The official was running, trying to stay up with the play, and they tripped him. You can't do that. You have too many people in the white area, the 5-yard white area, but I'll tell you, that's just good hustle because Potts thinks he scores, but no. His knees down, ball short of the goal line. Good spot by the official. That's nice hustle, though, preventing a touchdown. That's just staying after it, not quitting on the play.
So no banana peels on that sideline. just tripping him.
Yeah, just tripping him. That sideline is so half the distance to the goal. It goes inside the 1-yard line instead of inside the 2.
It's Baron Batch with Potts. And they still will operate out of the gun as Potts shifts Batch. Batch won't get there. He barely makes it back to the original line, the 1.
And this is where Jean-Baptiste and Phil Taylor come up so big. Literally and figuratively. 330, 340 pounds. When you try to run in the middle of the football field, 1998 say, nah, baby, nah. That's my domain. Check him out. He's got a low center of gravity. 6'1", 330. That's a shot put with legs right there.
It'll be 2nd and goal. Back stays there with Potts. And Potts on the jump ball. Going for Torres. He's got it. Touchdown, Texas Tech.
Perfect fade route. Perfect throw over the outside shoulder. Unbelievable execution.
How many teams in the run, though, throw a pass that long into the corner on the fade?
I think Tommy Tuberville said they're stout inside. We're going to go to the perimeter. And that's just great cut. You have to find the football, though. All you're doing is playing the receiver. The receiver knows where the football is. You have to turn your head and find the ball. Great coverage, but never found the football. Torres finalized.
Matt Williams, former third baseman, splits the uprights, and it's all even.
I like it.
What a wild affair.
Man, we've got ourselves a football game. Watch Torres. Watch the concentration. Turn your head. Find the football. All he's doing is trying to play the receiver. Watch Torres. Torres finds the ball, extends, gets his body up a little bit further. That's just great concentration on the football. Contested catches. Texas Tech has made contested catches to really help Taylor Potts today.
Let's head downstairs. Jim Knox, what's cooking? Where are you this time, Knoxy?
All right, Joe, we are in the livestock pavilion right outside the Cotton Bowl, getting ready for running with the pigs. Who's it going to be? Texas Tech against Baylor. Ready? Let's go. Off we go. And around the corner, Texas Tech is leading down the stretch. And it is Baylor. Baylor comes up winning big. Way to go, Baylor. What was the key in winning this thing? A lot of screaming. Yet also back to the game.
I'll tell you, Knox.
You know what, though? It was not by a nose. It was by a snout.
Yeah, absolutely. That's some quick little piglets down there, I'll tell you that. They can move. Those short legs were pumping.
Never know where we're going to find Jim Knox. He couldn't find Ralphie this weekend.
He's big on the livestock, isn't he?
Corona kicks it away. Man, bringing it back. It's going to be Terrence Williams from the goal line. And tentatively across the 15 with the helmet flying. And he only gets it out to the 16. So we are tied at 14. Time for Phillips Television's game break. Let's go to Darren Horton. Darren.
Well, Joel, Terrell Pryor doing some Heisman campaigning at the Horseshoe. He finds Dane Sossenbacher here, 22-yard touchdown. And right now, number 2, Ohio State with a 21-0 lead on the Hoosiers. Joel?
All right. Thank you, Darren. So key matchup, and Ohio State exploding because they have had some issues over the last, well, at least the last 2 weeks.
They own Indiana, though. It's unbelievable.
Now, bolting out Jay Finley, best run of the day for the Baylor Bears, and he's got the first down on a gain of 11 on what should be, but you never presume anything the way these guys go. Cody Davis making the stop. Could be the end of the first quarter.
Well, a nice zone read by RG3, and he gives the ball to Finley, and the Baylor offensive line doing a great job in the running game. They're creating some massive holes. Baylor's running backs, they're gashing Texas Tech in the run game zone.
My corn dog's getting cold. We need a timeout.
There you go.
And we will. And it is going to be the final snap of the first 15 minutes of play. And only 28 points on the board. What a disappointment. What a defensive struggle. So we'll come right back to the Cotton Bowl. A beautiful day at the Texas State Fair. And what a day to be. You're watching Big 12 College Football Saturday. Baylor, Texas Tech. It's all presented by Phillips Televisions.
Do you know?
and it's about to take a beating.
I couldn't wait. I already got into this.
You
I
got into the corner.
I started with the break.
This is just unbelievable food here at the State Fair. You can't beat it.
We overconsumed yesterday. We're going to overconsume throughout the course of today's contest and post-game as well.
Groceries extraordinaire.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So perfect setting, and we are making the most and capitalizing on being at the legendary Texas State Fair. Jim knocks down at the sideline. Livestock.
He's big with the livestock. It's old McNoxie.
1st and 10. First snap. Griffin reading it and calling his own number, and then trying to make a miss on the outside as the grab is made and pulled in by Lanier Sampson. It's forced out by Phillips.
Both of these offenses are dynamic. You know, which defense is going to be able to get the opposition's passing game out of rhythm, and which offense will be able to run the ball a little bit better to balance. That's going to determine the outcome of this game. Both offenses are in early rhythm.
We'll trade off. Now you can go to the turkey leg. I already hit the corn dog.
You hit that corn dog hard.
2nd and 5. Griffin, again, they're staying at home. And what a job they did once again. Staying at home. Brunt Bird on top of the situation. So now it's going to be another 3rd and mid-range kind of game. 1st and 10 line brought to you by Phillips Televisions. 3rd and about 5.
Well, Bird swooped in that time on RG3. A great read from that middle linebacker position. Remember, he's a former defensive end. They put him at middle linebacker, and he's the quarterback of the defense. He played safety and running back and receiver in high school, so he's plenty athletic. He does a great job for him at middle linebacker.
Jay Finley helping out of the blocking assignment. You saw him talking to the offensive line like the quarterback Griffin. And Finley's belted in the backfield. Man, was he smacked. Coming up and making it and timing the play perfectly for the Red Raiders. It was Terrence Bullitt, the safety.
And he came like a bullet. I mean, he was shot out of a gun. Boy, did he get up the football field. And you know what? That's a good call. Here he comes. It's a blitz, and it's a safe call, because if it's a run blitz, if it's a run, that's good on the run blitz. If it's a pass, he's there to pressure RG3. Outstanding call to come with the blitz that time, and just execution was great, but James Willis, that's the way to dial it up, the defensive coordinator.
So 1 first down on a punt for Baylor after, and the fake, and they've got the man wide open for Baylor, taking it in. It's Darius Jones, and he's got the first down on the fake.
Special team nightmare continues for Texas Tech. Unbelievable effort right there. It looked like Brody Trahan was the one that made the throw.
Look at Darius Johnson, actually double numbers. It's Johnson,
yeah,
the linebacker.
And it's Brady Trahan getting the football to Johnson. And man, this is a linebacker that can run. And Baylor twice has capitalized on big special teams plays, and Texas Tech has shot themselves in the foot. Every single time there's a kick or a punch hole, people have pass coverage responsibilities. Texas Tech totally brain cramped on it.
They'll double numbers in college football. Jones is the wide receiver. Johnson is the linebacker, and Johnson was out there for special teams play, as nothing is doing that time. On the run for Ganaway. He's dropped after a gain of about 2.
Art Briles always says he doesn't want any surprises out of his special teams, just wants solid play. Well, that time he went with a little trickeration on the fake punt. And then he also had, obviously, the onside kick that was failed by Texas Tech. And Ganaway said, I'm going to the house with it. He's got the touchdown and the swing of field position out of his special teams.
Ganaway stays in the backfield, but they set up the 300-pound fullback, Kayron Johnson, like an 8th-back. He's coming in motion, sliding a little bit. It'll be 2nd and 8. Ton of time. No pressure at all. Griffin wide open. He's got it to the back of the end zone. Touchdown. Gordon just checked in. Josh Gordon on the catch.
And this is what RG3 and Flash Gordon did last week to Baylor. I mean, RG3, he went on a 39-yard touchdown and a 94-yard touchdown on a receiver screen. This time they go over the top again for another touchdown. Josh Gordon has got unbelievable size-speed ratio, 6'3", 220. He is a touchdown machine that RG3 has a lot of confidence in.
Point after. It's up, and it's good by Aaron Jones. So the shock of the fake punt, and then Josh Gordon comes on for his first snap of the game, the sophomore from Houston.
And look at the fluid effort. I mean, he's got great hands, tremendous speed, obviously. That is a major blow right there. Big play. The blocking out in space, kick out block, outrun the linebackers. 94 yards later, it is the longest play in school history. And then he comes into the game. First play of the game, let's go to him. I mean, I got confidence in Flash Gordon. RG3 to Flash Gordon again for 34 yards. They are a downtown connection over the top. And they run the receiver screen for touchdown. That's a tandem you have to be reckoned with there. Look at Griffin, a perfect day so far, Joel. 100%, almost 100 yards, and that touchdown pass to Gordon, outstanding.
Well, he threw for career best 380 last week and 3 TDs. A Baylor record 444 yards of total offense. And now Ben Parks ready to kick it away. Zuzalik over to the near side. Up top it's Eric Stevens and a 21-14 lead for Baylor. Good one and good hang time. It'll be at the 6 for Stevens. Angling, finding a lane, no. Gone early and put down at the 25. So up to the Red Raiders offensive unit.
We got a track meet instead of a baton. It's a football. They're handing off a football and throwing a football. I mean, this is fast and furious. The scoreboard's starting to smoke here at the old historic Cotton Bowl. And what a place. The Cotton Bowl is a mecca, Joel. You know, like Lambeau's a mecca for the NFL. The Cotton Bowl is a mecca for college football. And these college football players from Tech and Baylor excited to be playing on the hallowed grounds of the Cotton Bowl.
There's no question. It's a very special place in college football history. And it continues to be that way, especially for teams from Texas. It is a shrine. And Torres turned around in time. Look at that. He's got a first down, and down the middle he goes.
Wow.
Alex Torres all the way inside the 40, a first down. That ball was on him as soon as he turned around.
I'll tell you, Taylor Potts is throwing with such velocity and accuracy. And you know what? You have to tackle. You can't try to just block people out of bounds. You have to wrap your arms around them and take them down. Torres, massive yards after catch.
That was good for 38 yards. Absolutely nothing on the ground, though, for Baron Batch. They need to run Taylor Potts more often. It's second and long.
And Brian Norwood has got his hands full trying to decide what to do to slow this Tech offense down. I mean, it is literally, it's a track meet out there for both defensive coordinators to try to deal with.
Trips on the bottom side, wide side of the field. Fake it, Batch, big lane, and breaking tackles over the secondary. There he goes, inside the 10, touchdown tackle. Wild in the Cotton Bowl.
I think Baker missed the tackle in space. Baker has to make that tackle. There was a missed tackle on Torres that allowed an extra 30 yards after catch, and a missed tackle on a touchdown run. Very, very sloppy tackling that time. Uncharacteristically sloppy tackling by Art Rouse's defensive football team. Remember, in the games they've won, they've only given up 7 points a game. Tech has already thrown 21 up on the board, and there's still a little less than 11 minutes to go in the second quarter.
In the scoreboard at this fabled old ballpark, hold up.
Really?
Inside of 11 left, and we've already got 42 combined. It's even after the 37-yard touchdown run by Baron Batch. It is tied at 21.
And you have to tackle. Miss tackle, miss tackle. 5 people had a shot at Batch, and Batch said, I ain't going down. I'm taking it to the goal line.
Averaged 18 yards a snap.
Almost 2 first downs, first play of every drive. Third down becomes less important when you're chunking like that.
To the east side, and Batch in the backfield for Potts, who's been hot as well. He threw for 370 last week. And looking to the flat, it is Baron Batch turning around to make a miss again in the open field. He's got a first down. He's down to the 32.
Chance Casey had a shot at him, and Batch get yards after contact. Man, Baylor's got to tighten up their tackling. Got to get your head across the bow and wrap your arms up.
Little bubble screen action, and the block is there. Good yardage. Again, Detron Lewis with a flag down.
I think they're going to
and
call.
will it be a block downfield?
They're going to call Swindle, I think. I think they're going to call Swindle for the block you were talking about. They're going to call him for illegal use of hands or a hold in space. I bet it's on number 11 in the red.
Holding, number 8 of the offense. Penalties 10 yards and replay first down.
It was Franks on the edge. And the receivers have done a great job on the perimeter blocking, doing some stock blocking. Take a look. Get the ball out. That's the hold right there. Or they're calling it down the football field. They could have called either. They called it down the football field. They called it on Franks. They didn't call it on Swindle.
Well, fortunately for Texas Tech, it came on first down. Barron backs. They watch down the left side a little bit. But coming up and turning it in. Good play on the outside by Antonio Johnson. He doesn't get credit for the stop, but the senior from Waco definitely turned it in.
He turned it back into his inside-out pursuit, and Texas Tech's got to get a second chin strap because this is the third time a helmet came flying off a Raider. Baylor's hitting out there.
8.5 to play in the half, tied at 21. It's second and long. Out of the screen. They haven't used that yet. Aaron Stevens got it. And in field goal territory, close to the 30. Stevens, a sophomore from Mansfield.
Well, Phil Taylor did a great job of reading screen and retracing his steps and getting involved in the tackle. 340 pounds was running like a guy about 240. But that's going to tire the big man out. He's right here. Big fella at D-tackle.
Big third down, especially for Baylor, because the Mo right now belongs to Texas Tech. Pots on the long count. They pick up the blitz. Got a ton of time. Wide open Susaric. Will he get to the goal line? No. First and goal to the 2. They got the extra block they needed.
Well, and they sorted out the stunts, Joel. They did a great job of protection up front. It starts with protection, and then the quarterback has to execute as well as the receiver. And they found a vacated area of the field by Baylor.
Stevens looking for the goal line, bouncing him back and making him lose a yard to the 3. Good push up front.
What Baylor did, they blitzed, Joel, and they ran tackle and stunts. And the Texas Tech offensive line picked up the twist, they picked up the blitzer, and they gave, not only did they give Potts time, they gave him space. And he had nobody in his field of vision and threw a strike.
You can see Taylor after that last play, huffing and puffing down the trenches, the senior from Clinton, Maryland. Potts on second and goal. Opens it up a little bit. Looking to Torres' side. He's got in the back of the end zone, Alex Torres for another one. Touchdown, Texas Tech.
Taylor Potts can spin the football with the best of them.
Mustard on that fastball.
I mean, he's got some RPMs now, and he is so accurate with it, and it's such a catchable football. That's why it stunned me when the coaches said there were 7 drops at Iowa State. And there was a drop earlier in the football game today by Torres, but since then it has been impeccable. Everybody knows it's Franks that dropped the football. Everybody's done well since.
Matt Williams with the point after. So the first lead of the day. Alex Torres with his second touchdown of the afternoon. First lead for Texas Tech, and don't forget it was Zuzalik over the middle to set it all up.
And it was the protection that gave Potts vision, and he hit Zuzalik and put him inside the 5-yard line, and then it's Torres along the back line of the goal line. What a throw! Accurate.
The crack of the bat means
Sam Bradford.
Yep.
Easy guy to root for. Quality young man.
He's won 2 football games. They're 2-2, and how about that matchup?
Should be 3-1.
Yeah.
The first 2 got away from him late. It all starts with the Ford Fox NFL pregame show. It's all brought to you by the all-new Ford Edge Drive 1 at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific tomorrow. That's the Fox NFL Sunday.
We saw Torres sitting there on the bench taking a little bit of a break. Great route he ran across the back of the end zone, and Potts found him.
2 out of the last 3 drives for Baylor have been 3 and out with a punt. Now, it'll be Williams bringing it back. Or yes, Terrence Williams. And will he make it back to the 20? Yes, he broke the tackle. And out of bounds he goes at about the 23. Now, Dave, it takes protection. And Taylor Potts on that key pass to Zuzana got it.
Watch. And now you got a blitzer, and watch the twisting up front that is picked up by Texas Tech. I mean, it's outstanding. Tackle and crisscross, blitzers, and right down the middle of the football field is Zuzalik. I mean, it starts with protection, giving him time and space, and they sorted it all out, and Potts delivered. That's just great execution up front.
We have time for 6:49 left in the half. 3 more possessions. How about 3 more touchdowns? Defensive battle. Now, RG3. Will he call his own number? No. It's complete, and he's got the first down. He goes over to Kendall Wright. He's past the 33 where he needed to go out to the 34.
You know, we talked about the first team that defensively got a 3 and out would get a big advantage, and Czech got back-to-back 3 and outs, and they went from losing the game because of an onside kick to a 7-point lead. This, you cannot afford to not get any points out of possession.
Ganaway is the single to the backfield. And Griffin on first down. He wanted to go deep, and now he will. He's got Josh Gordon available. Just out of his reach. He turned in towards the seam, and the ball was floating back to the near sideline.
Boy, Josh Gordon, he didn't start this football game. He was suspended for the beginning of the game by Art Briles, but he is a talent, and he cannot quite run under this one. He made a great reaction to the football, but RG3 knew that he had Gordon out there, and if he just let him a little bit more toward the middle of the field like you talked about, Joel, would have been another 6.
And you're wondering about the arm strength of Robert Griffin.
Yeah.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Trip short side of the field. And Griffin will keep it himself. He won't turn the corner, though. Regardless of what he gets in, he gets a shot as he's leveled and put out of bounds by D.J. Johnson. And that pumps everybody up on the Red Raiders bench.
It did, but the best thing Griffin did, Joel, jumped right back up. Like, hey, never fazed me. And he jumps right back up. Don't let him celebrate on you. Watch the hit. Boom. Watch Griffin jump right back up and get on the football field and say, hey, good hit. I'm going to give you your props, but I'm not going to wallow in it. Boy,
I've also seen fighters take a big blow and then act like it didn't affect them either. Now Griffin, how much did it affect him? Throws it well behind the intended target, Terrence Williams. And that's his worst throw of the day after the pop.
Well, they read the coverage differently. The receiver curled inside, he threw it outside. They read the cornerback differently, and that's what Art Briles is talking about.
So,
saying to RG3, and he's talking.
So did the jolt, though, by D.J. Johnson impact the next play?
I don't think so. I think it was just good defense, and the route was run a little bit differently but that the quarterback expected. And that's what he's talking to Art Briles about. Art Briles, though, is going to take a good long look at if his quarterback could give him the right answers like you're talking about.
Zuzalik waits for the Emerson punt. And a wobbler, returnable time. It'll be Zuzalik. And up the middle, makes the miss. The first wave, not the second, and flags with a block in the back.
Yep.
It'll go half the distance to the goal.
Exactly.
So it's going to be a long field with 5:56 to play for the Red Raiders. Shouldn't bother Potts, though, the way he's throwing the football.
Baylor's got to tackle better, too. They're not tackling well enough, Joel. Texas Tech getting a lot of yards after contact and after catch. Well, there's a big zebra convention going on this one. I wonder if they saw multiple infractions, 2 different guys blocking in the back, or if both flags are seeing the same thing.
There were 2 blocks in the back by the receiving team, number 2 and number 31. It'll be half the distance to the goal at first down.
Well, Cornelius Douglas was one. They had two illegal blocks in the back. And there's the one. There's the both of them. Both the Gunners beat both guys trying to take them out of the play. 2 illegal blocks in the back. You can't push them in the back. Zuzalik split them. But you can't push them in the back to help, that's for sure.
So it's back at the 8-yard line. And all 3 timeouts remain for both Baylor and Texas Tech. Batch is going to be the single to the backfield. Batch has it and spins for an extra yard after he was wrapped up at the 10. He gets to the 11. Baron Batch last week, 58 yards on the ground, 52 yards on 6 catches. So the senior from Midland can do a lot of things, just get him the touches.
And he's a good blocker. In this offense, you have to be able to blitz pickup.
Now Potts on 2nd down, underneath. Torres has the first down. Saw the stick and just ran into the D-back to make sure he got enough to the marker.
And that was a better attempt on the corner to tackle. I mean, it's been shoddy, sloppy tackling on the perimeter. And there's a huge cushion. Just that's like taking candy from a baby. Run that out pattern. If you're going to give 5-7 yards cushion like that, Baker's got to get a little bit tighter.
Tech tried to avoid their first 0-3 start in conference play since 1990. How about Taylor Potts? 15 of 19, 210. Swings it out. Batch wrapped up immediately on the catch, but still got about 3 out of the play. And a good adjustment by Batch to make the grab, brought down by Antonio Johnson. And talking about back-to-back conference losses. Well, to start at 0-2, first time since 07. And they bounced back, beating the Baylor Bears. Tough running inside, and it brings up a key 3rd down. And especially for Baylor because of field position. They stop him here. Baylor gets the momentum a little bit.
Right, and they have plenty of time to operate. If Baylor goes 2-0 in the conference goal, it's only the 2nd time they would have done it in their tenure in the Big 12 to win their first 2 games in conference. So a little bit of a desperation game for Tech, and Baylor's trying to establish themselves and change the culture.
Stevens takes over in the backfield on 3rd and 6 for Potts. Ton of time. Little double clutch now. Can Stevens get to the marker? Yes, with the help of the outside backer who pushed him across. That's Tevin Elliott. Well, they gave him a little momentum.
They lost leverage on him out there, and Stevens will make you miss in space, and the protection was unbelievable for Potts. He read the classified ads, he drank a sip of your coffee out of your cup, and he just took his time, and then he checked it down and let his guy Stevens do magic in space.
It'll be a first down. Potts hands it off for the first time. And the running back gets it, Ben McRoy. And they list him at 5'9", 160. He's a true freshman out of Lakeland, Florida. And they don't, he's the only one on there. They put ATH, athlete.
Right.
No running back, no flanker,
right.
Athlete.
That says it all.
Because they put him in a lot of different spots.
Where's Waldo?
Dump off. It's complete. And Detron Lewis has another first down. Boy, it's simple. That's a little pitch and catch.
And it's the receivers that aren't catching the football, stock blocking on the perimeter. They do an outstanding job of getting in the defensive backs' faces and allowing their teammates to cut off their blocks.
Now Potts again. Ton of time. Going for the bundle. And in a jump ball contact, it'll be a pass interference call. Trying to get it to his wide receiver, Jacoby Franks.
Well, Jacoby Franks, he did a little pulling too, pushing and pulling. There was some chicken fighting going on, but I think they're going to call defensive pass interference.
Pass interference by number 27 of the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Look at Franks, though. Franks pulled with the left arm. Franks got away with it. I saw OPI. Franks pulled with that left arm, and I'll tell you what, that should have gone the other way. Franks got an advantage by ripping the jersey with the left arm.
That's Tyler Stevenson, a true freshman out of Lancaster, Texas.
Watch him rip. I mean, that's just, I mean, he's in position. Franks did a good job of baiting the official. He's the one that got the upper hand by illegally using his left hand.
Takes it down to the 39. Zuzanek the motion man. And Zuzanek will get it. Needs the block from Franks. Gets it down the field. Torres another. The 2 wide receivers made the play.
Torres had the final block on the perimeter. Again, when you're a wide receiver for Baylor or Texas Tech, you have to be able to stock block. And watch the stocking going on here. Look at Torres. Look at these two. That's 2 outstanding blocks. Look at Torres. Finish. That's a way to sustain contact, finish a block. You're an honorary offensive lineman.
Getting carried away, Dave. First down. Underneath it's Torres. Gang tackling, but he's got 8. A little cushion on the outside on the turn in.
Really?
And it's to the 17. Don't forget this drive started way back at the Tech 8.
And these passes for Taylor Potts, it's like an extension of a running game. The screen game for Texas Tech is an extension of the run.
Little sliver of a lane, and spinning for the first down is Eric Stevens. Everything with a nice rhythm. As you saw, the phenomenal numbers, 20 of 24, but better than 250 for Taylor Potts.
And look at what 42 for 62 last week, 68%. Should have been 70-some-odd%. 7 drops. They got a cramping going on.
Yeah,
serious cramp. Yeah, just locking up the leg.
And that is out of the secondary. Tim Atchison, a free safety.
He's trying to run it off.
It's a warm day and approaching the mid-80s right now.
And you got to hydrate, but during the course of the week, you have to make sure that you get your potassium to prevent cramping. If you didn't get potassium in your body during the course of the week, you can have issues on game day.
It's 12:35 local time, and it's only going to get hotter as the game goes on. Now Potts on first down. He's got Babs, and it's a low line drive. And that time, he need a little more touch on it.
Well, and it's because he got pressure for the first time in a while. Jared Edwards, number 92 on the white jersey, had an inside pass rush and got in his face a little bit. If you invade the space of the quarterback, it makes it tougher for him to see.
Up the middle, Batch. Little action from Potts because he did hang on to the ball, don't forget, on his own read. Antonio Johnson dropping him. So now it's going to be 3rd and 7.
And this is where Baylor wanted 3rd and 7 or more. Will they settle for the field goal or not?
Get Douglas on very late. Cornelius Douglas in the middle of the trips over there, along with Lewis and Torres.
Looking to the sideline for a change in the play, communicating the change.
Leong, the single to the bottom of your screen, looking one way, going that way, end zone, touchdown, Detron Lewis.
Taylor Potts was the star of the Manning quarterback camp this year down in Louisiana. This kid has a golden arm. Taylor Potts can spin the football. And it's 3 receivers to the right, and everybody's going to run a little clearing route underneath and a deeper level in the back of the end zone. Then just the intermediate route is run effectively by Lewis, and Potts throws a strike.
Williams for the point after. Demoralizing for Baylor, and don't forget, Baylor led it 21-14, so 21 unanswered points now by Texas Tech.
Different levels for Potts to throw the football. He hits the intermediate route, and he does it with great aplomb. I mean, the only guy that can make a play on that football is Lewis.
So we've got 98 seconds left in the half, and he's got a Sunday arm. He's playing Saturdays with good reason. We watched the maturation process of Taylor Potts, the senior from Abilene. And don't forget, later today, Jonathan Franklin, UCLA, riding a 3-game winning streak. It all started against the Texas Longhorns, taking on the Golden Bears of Cal. Strawberry Canyon, it's a good showdown in the Pac-10. And then Colorado and Missouri. And that's a battle between 2 teams with a lot of mo, as in TJ Mo.
Yeah.
And last week, Colorado upset, favored Georgia at home. So consecutive wins for the first time in 2 years for Colorado, and undefeated Missouri. That is later today, part of our triple header on Fox Sports Net College Football Saturday.
Colorado wants to run it. Missouri wants to throw it. They're going to attack it differently, and it's going to be another good football game to observe.
Corona, the short one. You better get up and get it. And a good break and a hop for Baker. Baker takes some punishment across the 25, and they drop him at the 28. Can Baylor get anything out of it? Even 3 to kind of pick up their spirits a little bit, get some momentum into the locker room, because, Dave, they have lost it here in the second 15 minutes of play.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, you have to give Texas Tech a big kudo defensively. And James Willis, the defensive coordinator, has made some nice adjustments. They had a couple of 3-and-outs. And remember, one of Baylor's scores was on the onside kick. Their offense has only put 14 points on the board. They got an unscripted touchdown.
Griffin in check for the most part. Reese on the catch. Good gain on first down as the true freshman out of Temple, Texas, took it in. I'll remind you, the first down line is brought to you by Phillips Televisions.
And remember, last week, Texas Tech's down 21-0 to Iowa State, and they tie it up. I mean, you know, they're explosive. They can score. They scored 21 points in like less than 5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
They have managed to slow down. There's a little kick-out block for the first down. Good job by the other wide receiver, Lanier Sampson. And it's a first down with the ball going out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. They can save all 3 of their timeouts still on the board for Baylor, don't forget.
And Baylor's going no huddle, but they're not going at the NASCAR tempo that Texas Tech is. Texas Tech goes NASCAR, where they go really fast tempo 25–30% of the time. They're going in a higher percentage today.
Show the blitz on the outside. Here it comes. Griffin double clutches it. He's got it wide open, complete, and breaking it down the sideline. Will it take it? Yes. Touchdown, Kendall Wright. Just like that, Baylor makes it a touchdown game.
Cody Davis missed the tackle. If Cody Davis makes the tackle, it's Baylor football at about the 25-yard line. Again, it starts with protection, giving Griffin an opportunity to make a play.
They brought the corner blitz with Jarvis Phillips. the redshirt freshman out of Dallas, and he never got to Robert Griffin.
And that's protection pressure is the key to this game. Who can protect their quarterback? Who can pressure the other team's quarterback? Both offensive lines standing up strong.
Jones for the point after, just like that. Did then leave too much time on the board for Texas Tech.
Let's take a look at Kendall Wright, who's a big play guy himself. Kendall Wright gets it done. Watch what he does. And watch the patience with which the double move, the patience on both ends. That's a missed tackle. That's Cody Davis. And then the speed. He goes from 0 to 60 so quickly. Slot receiver Kendall Wright. Very, very patient with the football. Make sure he secures it with 2 hands and then yards after catch. A lot of missed tackles today. A lot of the big plays today, Joel, have been yards after contact, by running backs, yards after catch, by wide receivers, tackling, tackling, tackling. Whoever blocks, whoever tackles wins football games. Tackling's been a little shoddy today.
Well, Griffin and Baylor felt coming in they could score, especially considering the Texas Tech gave up 52 points last week to Iowa State.
And when you go double move like Kendall Wright did, it takes time. And they gave time to RG3. He pumped it, double move, he went vertical, tackle missed, 7 points.
650 plus yards combined total. Willing. And he'll have it. Now I mentioned with 6+ to play, we had enough time for 3 touchdowns. We've got 2 in the books.
Yeah. I mean, this is an absolute track meet, and we'll see how much of a track meet it is. Instead of a baton, they're passing a football. And look at the yards per play. Yards per play, darn near a first down. That's not yards per pass. That's yards per play, yards per snap. I mean, both teams are putting on an offensive clinic. And honestly, both defenses are responsible because they have not tackled well enough.
Now Potts on a delay. Stevens made the first one, missing the backfield, and did a good job to get back to the line of scrimmage and squeeze 2 out.
I think it was Zach Scotton, the defensive lineman, missed in the backfield. Another missed tackle.
You try to get Stevens.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a greased pig.
It's like an 18-wheeler trying to change direction with a Ferrari.
Now Potts over the middle. Here comes the heat. A dump off Stevens. Man, Stevens again making the most of it for a first down. That'll stop the clock. Up to the 40. And they say they took the ball away. Did they?
They're saying it's dead. They're saying it's down.
Right. It looked like forward progress was stopped long before the ball was taken away. He came up with it.
That's exactly the call. Forward progress was stopped. Right there, they're blowing the whistle. Now the ball's taken away, and it's taken away late by Francis, the linebacker, but the whistle had blown, and as he was falling backwards, the ball was stripped out of their forward progress. No fumble. And Art Browse is complaining about it, and it's being explained to him. He's saying that should be a fumble. There was no forward progress.
You don't even need to review that play.
And Art Browse is saying, okay, you made the call, explain it to me. The head linesman is explaining exactly what he saw and what he said.
So a timeout has been called by Baylor. And Baylor did it basically because they wanted it reviewed. Let's face it. There's still 3 on the board for Texas Tech with 47 seconds remaining in a totally entertaining first half. Now, as far as defensive coordinators and their staff, serious meltdown in the locker room.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's gonna. the problem, Joel, is this is like watching video football. They spread the field so wide and they create so much space, and they have so many great athletes with quickness and space offensively. It's almost impossible. You can't double anybody. If you double somebody, other guys are one-on-one. I mean, and both quarterbacks are outstanding at finding the one-on-one matchups. And James Willis and Brian Norwood, the defensive coordinators for Texas Tech and Baylor, respectively, and there's James Willis. They have their hands full. I mean, it's like so many weapons to try to stop. There's Brian Norwood. There are so many options. What do you call? What do you do? The thing they have to tell their players, though, let's tackle, guys.
It's a first down for Tech at their own 40.
False start.
Yep. Comes 5.
Early movement on Okafor, I believe.
It's the right tackle.
Prior to the snap, a false start by number 74 of the offense. The penalty's 5 yards, and it's still first down.
You can't flinch. You can't move. And watch the big fella. What does he do? Oh, flinch. Can't do that. You can't. 2-point stance. You have to freeze. 3-point stance. You can't even breathe deeply, Joel. You can't hiccup. You can't cough. You can't live.
Potts looking over the middle. And on the turn, it's dropped. And Lewis had it. He wanted to run before he let it come into his body, first of all.
Exactly. His pads ate it up. You got to get your hands out in front and snatch the football.
God, what a throw by Potts.
Unbelievable. He is on the money. He is on point. And look at that. Hits the shoulder pads, and now it's going to bounce around on the plastic. Get your hands out in front and snatch the ball with your hands. That's what you do when you're a receiver.
Potts been on today. So he had 7 drops with 42 completions last week. A little bubble screen action. Good call. Alex Torres, first down to the midfield stripe. That'll stop the clock again with 35 seconds to play. Now, Baylor or Bacon Tech has all 3 of their timeouts. They may want to use one here.
The thing I'm impressed with, Joel, both quarterbacks are so composed and know their offense.
Potts again, and it should have been picked.
Should have been.
Jumped perfectly by Mikhail Baker, the senior from Dallas.
Route recognition and closed on the football. He closed on it magnificently. Stared it down. Potts stared it down, and Baker read the quarterback's eyes, and said, I'm going to try pick 6. Got to catch the rock.
I'm surprised just on that last sequence that they didn't slow things down and reset with 3 timeouts on the board and a first down, what they wanted to do for the midfield strike.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a fair point. Now there's only 23 seconds to go, and you have 3 timeouts. You don't want to leave the field with timeouts in your pocket in this situation. I think you're very valid with your analysis.
It's second down and 10, because that cost them. Once they got up to the line, it's a good 10, 12 seconds off the clock.
Right.
Now on second down, 2 to each side for Potts. And a 3-man rush, and coming back on the ball perfectly. And he doesn't have to go to the sideline, and then it takes a late hit.
Don't want to do
there
that.
you go.
Don't want to do that.
The mistake made by Elliott Coffey on the Franks reception.
And you have to know where you are on the field. Awareness, football awareness. When you're in that big white 5-yard area on the sideline, you know you're out of bounds. And pull off of it. And watch, Coffey number 4 tracking in the white jersey. Now you're way out of bounds. Let it go. Let it go. Don't finish that. If he had just pulled off, there wouldn't have been any harm, no foul. But he finished the play, and that's going to cost him, unfortunately, for his defense.
Personal foul on number 4 of the defense, a horse collar tackle. It's a 15-yard penalty, and it's first down.
They can call it horse collar if they want, but he got him 3-4 yards out of bounds.
I think they could have called, it was a horse collar, and it was out of bounds. You can't call, he basically could have been penalized twice. You just pick one. And half the distance, either one is going to be 15 yards, and he puts immense stress on his defense by not playing smart.
Now Potts with 17 seconds left. 4-man rush this time, underneath. Got to call a timeout immediately, and they will. So Stevens on the grab, down to the 17. They got a shot at the end zone and then a field goal try. 2 more snaps for Texas Tech.
And you do want to have one of your timeouts to get the field goal unit on the field if you can, so it doesn't eliminate the running game. They can still run the football if they so desire and get a quick timeout.
Yeah, but if the guy scrambles around and tries, you can run right the 10 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, it can't be anything where other than just hammering a straight dive. If they spread the field and Baylor vacates the box and they have a quick little underneath handoff, I mean, it could be something that they could use for a contrarian play call and still have a timeout to burn to get the field goal unit out there.
Texas Tech with 430 yards of total offense already. 430 in the first half. Baylor, though, their specials are the reason they're only down by 7. Watch what happens. Corona never got it 10 yards, and then they fell asleep.
Yeah, they did. You got to realize that's a live ball. Until you down it, it's a live ball. Ganaway knew that, and Ganaway was gone. I mean, that's that. And then a fake punt and throw the football and get involved with a linebacker, Antonio Johnson. And then it leads to this. And over the top to Josh Gordon. Touchdown, and you got RG3 throwing to Flash Gordon, a couple of superheroes that are really establishing a rapport and confidence in each other.
Chandler Potts, 24 of 31. What does he do now? 304 yards, 3 scores. Will this be his 4th? Looking at the end zone. Here comes the hit, and he's down.
Wow.
Got to call a timeout, and they will with 5 seconds left.
And
the sack is huge for Antonio Johnson, who we just saw on the fake punt.
It was a good call. It was a blitz. And you know, you can't take a sack there. If you're Taylor Potts, you have to throw it away. You cannot take the sack. And here comes the pressure. And it's a little underneath. Linebacker comes underneath. The 2 linemen stay on 1, and they unsort don't unsort the stunt. Now you have to throw it away. Here he comes. He's going to come underneath. One down lineman consumes two. And he comes clean. Does Antonio Johnson. And you can't take a sack there because now it's not a chip shot field goal. I mean, there's no guarantee you're going to get it. Do you try to gain some yards, call another timeout? You have to use less than 5 seconds on this play, though. If you run a quick out and pick up 7 yards, you can still call that timeout. Are they going to do that? They're going to kick it.
They're going to kick.
And it's not going to be an easy kick.
It's going to be Corona and not Matt Williams, the regular place kicker, the senior from Weatherford. Corona's got experience, though.
Because of the distance. That's why. Corona's got the stronger leg. He's the kickoff guy. He's got the stronger leg. This is a blast.
A 47-yard attempt on what should be final snap of the half. It's on its way. It's got the distance. What about the direction? No, he blocked it out. Pushed it. So Corona just sends it wide to the near side upright. And it goes to the break at a 7-point game. Wow.
What a game.
So it's a missed 47-yard field goal on the final snap. And you see what we were talking about with Taylor Potts. He's got better than 300 of the 417 yards as we head down to Jim Knox. Knoxy.
All right, thanks, Joel. Coach, if you like offense, you got to love this, especially on your side. Over 400 total yards right now, and Taylor Potts doesn't look like he can miss.
Well, it's either bad offense, or bad defense and good offense. We're not playing very good on special teams, obviously. We made 3 critical mistakes. But, you know, we got to get better. We're scared to death their quarterback, but we just hadn't settled down. We hadn't got in a groove. But I expect both teams probably play better defense second half.
All right, Coach. Thanks for the time. Appreciate it. Halftime at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. What a wild one going on. Texas Tech leading Baylor 35-28. Right now, let's head to the Geico halftime show with Darren Horton. Darren?
With big-time first halves, and especially Taylor Potts.
It's been remarkable. It's been a track meet, and these guys have been the anchormen. I mean, they've done an unbelievable job. But no tackling took place in the first half. We have Gary Reasons up here. He'll show people how to tackle. Let's take a look at RG3 here initially. He breaks contain 13 yards later down the football field, and he gets a rushing touchdown. But what does he do? He starts throwing the football and throws it pretty darn well. 10 of 13, a couple of touchdown passes, up and over to Flash Gordon, his main man. This is a double move. Kendall Wright, pump fake Kendall Wright, missed tackle. Kendall Wright takes it to the house. Second missed tackle. You got to tackle if you want to compete in college football. Taylor Potts spun the football all day long, but this is where he played RG3. He said, I got a little RG3 in me. He takes it inside the 5-yard line, almost scores himself. Then he starts to do what he does best. He goes to Torres, a little fade. Perfect throw, tight window there. Then he goes to Torres along the back line of the goal line. 2 touchdown passes for Torres on the day. And he is just dynamic. I mean, Lewis, final touchdown, 3 touchdown passes for Potts in the first half, Joel.
So our Geico players to watch. No lie. These two, what a shock. Robert Griffin, Taylor Potts. And I like the way you slipped in that Gary Reasons mention. Because Gary's with us, our colleague on College Football Saturday. He's up at the booth today, too. And it's absolutely killing him to watch these two teams go up and down the field. Former great linebacker with the New York Giants. And our eharmony.com first half numbers. Texas Tech totally dominated with 23 first downs. They didn't get as many points, though, as they could have, because they could have had more at the end of the half. And they made mistakes, don't forget, on special teams. So we head back downstairs to Jim Knox. Knoxy.
All right, Joel, this is going to be a dogfight coming down to the very end here. I talked to Art Briles. He said he just told his team at halftime, keep fighting, keep fighting. I asked him, how do you get to Taylor Potts? How do you slow him down? He said, we just got to get to him. We got to make him feel uncomfortable. We got to get a couple sacks on this guy. It's going to come down to this, guys. It's a track meet down here. The team with the ball last could end up winning this game. That's the way it looks.
Well, 2 really exceptional quarterbacks, and for different reasons. Potts, even though he carried the ball, and it was fun to watch him carry the ball, he shocked everybody. He is going to get it done through the air. Robert Griffin has got a multitude of opportunities and options. So many weapons. It's going to start with Texas Tech, though. Zuzanek will take it at the 20 on the short kick. And Zuzanek, good field position across the 30, gets it up to the 34. So Texas Tech Their possession to the first half, you're going to see a lot of touchdowns. In fact, the first drive, 80 yards and a score.
Well, look at it, 80, 69, 75, I mean, big time. And what you see here, no turnovers. Neither team turned the football over. They were so proficient and efficient. A 13-play, 92-yard touchdown drive. Are you kidding me? The final drive, though, time management was a little bit of a problem. Missed field goal, and that may give Baylor a little bit of a boost going into the locker room at halftime.
Good batch into the backfield. By the way, you need a fine point finger. As Badge battles his way across the 37 to the 38. And I bring that up because with those big paws that you've got, you're trying to draw circles, we can't see a thing. You need a fine point. Now, our Chrysler keys to the game revisited.
No turnovers, you know, and in Texas Tech, they wanted to be +2, and they didn't turn it over once.
Potts throwing well behind Lyle Leong because of the heat coming up. Man, the heat coming from the outside from Tevin Elliott.
And it's even in that department, which is fine. Big plays, 14 plays over 10 yards. Baylor had some, but they didn't have 14 plays over 10 yards. And this is a big key. Baylor was only 33% on third down, and Texas Tech was 75% on third down. They won third down, which was a big deal for Tommy Tuberville and his staff. As a result, they have the lead.
They didn't have one possession where they went 3 and out with a punt. Will this be the first? Nope. Leong making a miss. That's kind of the story of the game, isn't it? He got him on the outside, and he beat Chance Casey, the corner, for about an extra 5-7 yards.
Now, you got to use the sideline as a 12th defender. Keep your leverage. Don't overrun it, and don't use the sideline to your advantage. It's an out pattern. Use the sideline.
Call it in a hurry. Batch with good yardage again, and driving into the defensive back, Lander, the strong safety. So they're now 7 of 9 on their third down conversions and spreading the football around.
Well, this is what both quarterbacks do oh so well. And look, you got 3 receivers with over 5 yards, 5 catches, 4 receivers with over 3, spreading it around.
Long arm of Taylor Potts. Torres takes a shot from Baker, but he's got the first down. But throwing to the wide side of the field, it's not a problem for Taylor Potts.
No, he can throw from the left hash mark to the right sideline, right hash mark to the left sideline. The ball's not in the air very long. That throw demonstrates arm strength. He can spin it.
It's to the 36, starting back at their own 34, and doing it in a hurry. Bubble screen. Suzanek. He goes inside. He may get a little bit more. Still, he takes it down to the 33. It's a gain of about 3.
You know, football's about blocking and tackling. Both wide receivers have stock blocked well. Defensive backs not getting off blocks, not making sure tackles. Block and tackle, you win football games. You don't do either, you don't win football games.
Potts looking on the dump off. Too hot for Eric Stevens. He got one hand up there. So a 7-point game and another third down where they're 7 of 9 on the third so far.
This is like techno football, though. Spread the field, create all kinds of space. Linebackers, it's tough duty for linebackers today. Linebackers don't play much in this football game. You have a lot of defensive backs, nickel and dime guys. They go sideline to sideline formation.
They've got trips up top wide side. You said it. It's like a video game the way these two teams are playing. Potts in trouble. Finds Stevens. His last option. Read his progressions. Look at Stevens deliver the blow. He had the momentum. He's got a first down inside the 20 to the 17.
This is the 5th time Texas Tech has lost a helmet. You got to put those chin straps on a little tighter, as there's some hitting going on down there. And watch Stevens finish this run. I mean, this kid lowers his pads. Low man wins. Lowers his pads and runs you over.
Stevens breaking another tackle and spins his way for good yardage, about 5 down outside of the 7. Finally dropped by Coffee. So tough running inside for the sophomore from Mansfield, Texas. Little Eric Stevens at 5'8", 190.
Zach Sutton, and that's a defensive end, the missed tackle. And you have I don't know if he's hurt or cramping, but Byron Lander, they can't afford to lose Byron Lander. This guy is the big hitter at safety. He is their new Jordan Lake. He's the guy that delivers all the punishment. And it's unfortunately, it's more than cramping, that's for sure.
Well, they call him Crash. That's his nickname for good reason. He leads the Bears in stops, and as you mentioned, as bad as it's been defensively, they can't afford to lose him.
No, he's the guy that is probably their surest tackler, and tackling is at a premium today because in space, I can't tell you how many tackles have been missed today.
We'll come right back for the 10th play of this drive coming up that started back at the 34, and Tech is rolling once again. And it was a decorating competition. The mansion on Turtle Creek doing the Baylor Bears cake. There you see the Gaylord Texans. They did the Texas Tech cake. Both were incredible to taste. The winner, though.
We have judged this too close. It is an absolute dead heat tie.
Two great cakes.
Two great cakes. Baylor, Texas Tech will be decided on the field.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thanks, Trace.
And the best part of it all, we broke those cakes down.
Oh,
Man, did we go after those cakes.
Raspberry chocolate, apricot pound cake. Oh, heaven. Heaven.
That's outstanding.
When have you met a piece of cake you didn't like? Come on.
Never.
Look at the guy.
Never.
He looks natural with a turkey leg in his hand. It's like Fred Flintstone. Come on.
Cakes are us.
Texas Tech. Baron Batch. Yeah, cradles it across the 19 out to their 20. So Tech starting deep at their own territory from the 16, get 3 on first down. Joel Myers, Dave Blatt, and Jim Knox, and we are enjoying everything about the Texas State Fair.
And Batch's 61 yards rushing and a rushing touchdown, I thought was the difference. He balanced Tech's offense up a little bit. Baylor didn't have any running game.
Now Potts throwing well behind Lyle Leong. There is a flag down on the far side. They hooked up early, but they have not had that kind of connection that we've seen in the past. We're talking about old friends from grade school days, Taylor Potts and Lyle Leong.
Kind of like Colt McCoy and Jordan Shipley. I mean, they totally trust and believe in each other. There's confidence there. They're talking about this one at length.
That's what they need. They get it right. The sun is shining right on that side of the field and into the face of the Baylor bench. And it is a warm afternoon. Close to 90.
Illegal motion, number 86 of the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty and replay second down.
A little bit of a flinch. Let's see if we can find it. Here's what they're talking about. Let's see the lower body. See, oh, yeah, little flinch. And he wasn't set for a full second before the ball was snapped. That's a good call. He was flinching a little bit. You got to reset for a full second. You did.
So 5 minutes of the third. Now it's going to be third and just about 7. Potts trips on the bottom, the wide side of the field. And bubble screen action. Leon, can he get to the marker? Yes. First down all the way across the 30 out to the 31. It happens so fast, it's difficult to stop.
Well, the thing, give Swindle all the credit. Watch number 11 block for him. I mean, watch Swindle stock block. Or he's the inside receiver, sorry. Watch Swindle right there, stock block for him. And finish that block. It's been unbelievable.
Quick count. You better not blink. You'll miss something.
Yeah.
Baron Batch with another, or at least close to the first down, gets 9.
And another cramping going on, hitting the deck back there in the secondary. You gotta hope it's a cramp. That's Mike Hicks.
Do you believe they sent up another sack full of corn dogs?
Boy, it looks like he's got a right knee problem more so. And there was obviously no, unless it was the contact from the prior play, there was no contact going on. Sometimes you plant wrong on the turf and crazy things can happen.
Fortunately, back up. So that's good news, as we've seen some others go down. Mike Hicks back up, though. Sophomore from China Spring, Texas.
Let's take a look and see what happens to him. There he is, walking away from the line of scrimmage. And he's saying, you know what, something's wrong with my right knee. This doesn't feel right. And he takes a 7-point stance and then rolls over on his back. 7-point stances aren't good. When you got your hands and knees, you put your head on the ground, 7-point stance, those are never happy.
As long as you're not driving the bus.
Right, right. Your vision's impeded, you know.
9:42 left in the third in a 10-point game. Now Potts checking off of the line, changing the play. Second and short has the luxury because of the 9 yards they got on first. And checks to a run. Things have definitely changed at Texas Tech. It's a first down as Baron Batch crashes his way past the marker.
Again, Batch 9 carries, 61 yards in the first half and a touchdown. Finley carried it 8 times for only 37. I thought Batch was a significant difference.
Quick count. Man, a quick snap. Potts, little sling, and he's got Swindoll. It's about 8. He got rid of it, and he read it perfectly because he had a guy right in his face.
And there's a big guy, Jean-Baptiste, 6'1", 330 pounds. You know, that'll make you kind of short arm the football, but unfortunately for him, he didn't have to transfer his weight and throw deep.
Gain of a little more than 6. Stevens, huge hole up the middle. First down to the Baylor 41. So Texas Tech just rolling almost at will offensively now.
Because they're balanced. They're running the football a little bit. They definitely have Baylor on their heels. There's no question about it. Baylor's playing a little bit, almost not prevent defense, but soft defense.
Ton of time, and going for Leong into the end zone, just out of his reach, off his fingertips, working against Chance Casey.
And that's rare. Leong is great with body control, and he kind of boxed Casey out a little bit. And then once that happens, once he gets his hand on the football, he usually catches it. He has, by a stride, kind of boxes him out and then doesn't finish. And that's a catchable football.
That was a good throw by Taylor Potts again.
I'm telling you, Taylor Potts, there's only been one throw that you doubt today. He had a different read on the corner than his receiver did. Other than that, he's been real.
Bubble, man, reading it perfectly, taking it on the outside, and still battling. Great grab. Detron Lewis, tough receiver. At 6 feet, 210 pounds.
You know what's amazing is the nutcracker deal that's going on the outside, the stock blocking between receiver and DB. Little nutcracker action. That
whirling dervish.
One-on-one deal.
So it's going to be 3rd and short. Potts again, same way. And getting the first down, he's got it inside the 30. Detron Lewis.
Swindoll with another tremendous block. Stock blocking his tail off, man. Sustaining contact. Finish, move your feet and finish. You got to get off those blocks if you're Baylor. And right now it's like Texas Tech has Velcro, and they're sticking on those blocks.
Or they're holding very effectively.
Not getting called, though. It's
from the
not
29. From the 29, a first down. 370 yards passing for Taylor Potts. Looking for more, and he'll get more. Zuzalik with Leong blocking for him. 1st and goal. So he's pushed out at about the 7.
And that's not boo, that's zoo for Zuzalik. The Texas Tech crowd is giving the zoo chant. Again, down the football field. Watch the stock block right there. That's pretty sweet. You know, get after it. Stay on your feet, though. Finish. I can't give you a plus. I'll give you a minus on that, not standing on your feet.
That's 22 yards easy. Little bubble screen. Look out. It's Batch, and he's in. Touchdown. Texas Tech and Baron Batch.
I'll tell you, you're going to have to change up your mindset a little bit. At some point in time, you're going to have to get them out of the rhythm they're in. It's almost like pitch and catch. I mean, very, very conservative in their approach. Ryan Norwood's going to have to change it up with a little bit more blitz. You know, bring some pressure. Don't stay with the same thing snap after snap. Potts is just slicing and dicing it.
Point after coming up from Matt Williams. And another real efficient drive that started back at the Texas Tech 16, but it hit them so quickly, it almost was like they weren't prepared defensively on the quick one to Batch.
And they're tired. I mean, they're in that up-tempo NASCAR, and Baylor right now is looking fatigued. I mean, they're not getting off any blocks, and that's just poor technique right there. I mean, you have inside position, get off the block. Batch, though, with a violent cut, man. This kid, and he's not going to go down. He's not going to be denied. He's got tremendous contact balance. He showed it in the first half. He showed it on that particular play. He's an outstanding player, can run it, catch it, and in this offense, his position has to be a good blitz pickup guy. He can do that too. He's a complete player.
Yeah, you can keep him on the field because he had 57 catches for Taylor Potts last year. So get him the touches and look at the numbers. And we still have 7:36 left in the 3rd.
Well, he's had 4 drops. He should be 38 for 47. He's had 4 drops. He had 7 last week, and he was 42 for 62. Should have been 49 for 62. I mean, he is playing at a mind-boggling level with his accuracy.
So we're halfway through the 3rd. Scoreboard's going to explode. And a 17-point lead as Williams is back deep. And it's going to be taken by, check that, it was not Baker. Baker wasn't back there instead. And Lanier Sampson took the shot. Good play by Acevedo. with a reserve running back on special teams. And mark this down, October 25th, FSN is premiering the Dan Patrick Show. You'll see the athletes, the celebrities, breaking sports news, unparalleled insider access with commentary, of course, from Dan Patrick. So it's the Dan Patrick Show. It all premieres October 25th, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 for those of us that count out on the West Coast.
And this Baylor has no chance, Joel, no option right now. They have to answer. They're down 17. They have to answer with touchdown.
From the 28, and hot, real hot for the intended target that time. Right. That hurt my hands up here. 1st and 10 line brought to you by Phillips Televisions.
You know, TCU against Baylor went 80, 73, 73, 90. Today, Tech is going on long, multiple play, long yardage drives. I mean, they're running that NASCAR tempo and pace.
There's Wright on the other side, gets a nice kick out block, and he's got a first down. Plenty of time in this game for Baylor to make a game of it. A ton of time, especially with a weapon like Robert Griffin.
Well, and I think both wide receivers on each football team, both sets of receivers, are blocking as well, if not better, than the offensive linemen. I mean, they're blocking on the perimeter extensively, and boy, you can't lose this guy. Got to have him out there. That's Duncan. And Duncan's second in the nation with 6 quarterback sacks. You don't want to lose him.
Let's check in on the sideline with Jim Knox. Knoxy.
All right, Joel and Dave, I tell you what, it's very important that Baylor's offense is saying some kind of drive on this, because you look at this Baylor defense, they're gassed right now, guys. Temperatures are hitting the mid-90s almost right here on the field. You get these guys back out there on a short series, it could be all over.
Well, and really, it's due to Texas Tech's tempo and pace of the game, Knoxy. I mean, it's the offensive line, you just jog up to the line of scrimmage. Defensive players are taught to run to the football. So anytime there's a play where they have to pursue and run, then they have to line right back up and take a snap. And I mean, their tongues are dragging. And Baylor's defensive tackles are 330 and 340. They can't keep them out in the football field. So Texas Tech, the tempo and the pace that they're playing offense has been huge in this game.
It's a first down after the grab. And now Griffin out on the edge with a strike to Reese. And he's got another first down. More like it. Devin Reese, true freshman, a make-a-miss guy, as the coaching staff told us.
Exactly. He's on a shallow cross once again. Check him out, coming right at you into your living room. 160-pounder.
Griffin checking off at the line. He's got Finley in the backfield. They have not been able to run the football at all, though, whether it's Griffin or Finley. On the play fake. Ton of time. Single on Josh Gordon and off his fingertips. In a battle with DJ Johnson, a pair of 12s.
Yeah, it was a little contact there, but both players are entitled to that spot on the football field. Went once again to Flash Gordon at 6'3", 220 pounds. This is the guy that he feels comfortable stretching the football field with. And man, once DJ Johnson tried to check him, Gordon just shucked him like an ear of corn. Here it appeared to be fried corn.
Duncan back on the field on Griffin's side. And a great grab. A bullet to Lanier Sampson. So squaring up, rolling the other way, effective. Yep. Robert Griffin.
It starts with your feet, and his feet, he ended up pointing his feet to the target, snapped his shoulders around to square him up, and threw a bullet. I mean, nice on-point throw.
Well, what a great atmosphere. We just saw the crowd, the Baylor band, Texas Tech Red Raider band. Did they ever sound good at halftime? Great atmosphere. The State Fair in Dallas, and we are at the Cotton Bowl. It is a first down for 33. 6 minutes to play in the third. And not Finley this time, but Ganaway. Maybe 3, but that's been the story. They have not been able to really break one of their backs big.
I thought Ganaway could have hammered it up there a little bit more enthusiastically. I mean, he's 235 pounds. He was kind of hunting and pecking a little bit. His offensive line, they ran a little counter play. I'd like to see him lower those shoulder pads and hammer it.
Griffin with time, and they back off right. He's got a first down. The corner on that side, Phillips, just went the other way on the play.
Well, both sets of corners are a little timid because they've had the ball thrown over their heads, and they are given big cushion. I mean, it's very easy, like taking candy from a baby, run those little hitch routes. Look at this, huge cushion.
Started inside the Baylor 25, and now the drive alive and well at the 21. Here's Griffin on the option read, and the toss for Finley. They cut him off at the pass, and he'll lose yardage. Good lateral pursuit.
Tremendous leverage.
Ron Bird was over there. A number of players. It was gang tackling, and Julius Howard included.
Nobody got cut in half. Nobody went to the ground. They maintained their leverage. They had the inside out on it. Griffin had nowhere to go with the football. And, man, 2 guys out there. No place to run, no place to hide. Just limit your losses at that point.
Sounds like you grew up listening to Motown. It'll be 2nd and long. 2nd and about 13 from the 24. Huge drive from Baylor. Deepest deficit of the day for the Bears. Corner, Tevin Reese, not close. Little post corner route.
Yeah, and he was double covered. I mean, a little cover 2 action, having a safety and corner out there. And on the other side, Kendall Wright was working one-on-one. He had a matchup that might have been more favorable. He ran a nice little route and sunk his hips and got out of his cut pretty well.
So a big 3rd down. Momentum belongs to Texas Tech. Late in the 3rd, can Baylor get it back? On 3rd and long. Out of the backfield. Completion is short for the 1st down to Brad Taylor.
Uh-oh, little extra going on in midfield.
Behind the play. Referees on top of it. Brian Duncan's back in the game, and he's obviously very healthy. But they're short of the 1st down, more importantly, by 3 plus.
Now, big decision. Do you go for it and not settle for field goal? You're down 3 scores. You're down 17 points. Baylor's decided they can't afford to kick field goal here. They're going to try to extend this drive or score a touchdown on this snap.
And let's see if they spread it and then run Robert Griffin.
And let's see if they try just a hard count to pull Tech offside. You know, make sure if you're Texas Tech defensively, hold your water. Don't listen to hard count from the quarterback, because if it's a 5-yard penalty, they get the first down.
Baylor calls their first timeout.
So Baylor, deep into the play clock, will call a timeout. It'll be a shortened, so we'll keep it right here. So Texas Tech has stopped the run and especially contained Robert Griffin on the ground.
They've done a good job, and they've made Baylor one-dimensional. Look at that. Everybody just coming off blocks and stacking it. But stacking shit at the line of scrimmage, and one-on-one tackle in space on Robert Griffin coming off a block is outstanding. They've done an excellent job. They've always had 2 people inside-out leverage on Griffin and running backs. It's been outstanding. Defensively, they've done a great job stopping the run. There have been some problems tackling in the passing game for both teams. A lot of yards after catch. Both defenses have given up.
So the play of the day for the Baylor Bears. They are down by 17 after leading in this game. Don't forget, 21-14 midway through the 1st half. And then it's all Texas Tech. Well, they need 3 scores.
Right.
So the judgment is sound. Even with 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions, they still need another. And they'll try to get it here with Aaron Jones. It's on its way. And the field goal of 31 yards is good. So a 31-yard field goal makes it a 2-score game.
Stork split the uprights.
So now 14-point ball game at 45-31. And looking at the top 25. And there you'll see the Nebraska Cornhuskers and Oklahoma Sooners side by side from the south and the north.
Will they play in the Big 12 championship game? We shall see. That would be interesting. You have Nebraska and Oklahoma.
Texas can say a lot about it because they're at Nebraska next Saturday.
No question. They've already lost to Oklahoma, and they upset Nebraska. And then as you look down, you know, here we go, looking at the next 20.
Oklahoma State a winner last night.
Oklahoma State.
They're now in the top 25, and Missouri.
Yep.
Don't forget about Missouri opening conference play at home tonight, later, right here on College Football Saturday, as they will take on the Colorado Buffaloes. Next week, Texas Tech and Oklahoma State in Lubbock is also going to be seen in the Southwest area on Fox Sports Plus. Don't forget, Red Raider fans and Cowboy fans, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State in Lubbock. It is going to be seen on Fox Sports Plus in the Southwest. Parks kicks it away. And it's going to be Eric Stevens gathering some momentum from the 5. Can't make a miss as he spun down and put down across the 23. So now the key is, can they slow down Taylor Potts?
Taylor Potts had a 306-yard first half, which is dynamic. But take a look. Last week, he went for 405, or that's today, 405. And Robert Griffin last week went for 380 against Kansas.
Look at Gerard Johnson up there. 409 for A&M. You know, 3-point loss at Oklahoma State on the final play.
I guess there's still quarterbacks in the conference.
On the run, scrambling his way for big yardage, it is Baron Batch. He got 5, and that's been the key. First down's been kind to Texas Tech. Earl Patton in on the stop.
First down success leads to third down success. Stay on schedule ahead of the chains.
Second and less than 5. Potts rolling by design, back over the middle. Lyle Leon. He's got the first down across the 42 to the 43. Took a shot in the process.
Good idea. Change the launch point. Get Taylor Potts out of the pocket. Don't let the Baylor defensive line hone in on one area to rush him. They roll him out of pocket. He throws back across his body for a strike.
There's been a tempo, a cadence, and a clean rhythm for Taylor Potts and Texas Tech ever since they took the field today. Slow start to the last 2. And there was a dead ball foul coming up. They were down by 14 to Texas. They were down by 24 at one point at Iowa State.
False start.
Prior to the snap, a false start by number 74 of the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, and it's still first down.
That's the right tackle, Mickey Okafor. But back to what I was talking about, Dave, they were not tentative at all compared to the last 2.
Okafor for the second time is going to jump, and I agree with you, Joel. I mean, they came out ready to roll offensively. Special teams hurt them early on, hurt momentum, but they have never been knocked out of the rhythm and timing by Baylor's defense offensively.
It's been a wild day offensively. Man, grab is made, knocked away from the tight end. Adam James.
Incomplete or fumble.
And will it be? It was gathered in, though. I believe it was covered anyway by Swindoll.
Incomplete.
If Swindoll came up with the football anyway, after James had to go in and out.
One official signaling incomplete, so they should mark it back at the line of scrimmage, and they are. Did he have control of the football? Was it incomplete? The official that had a view deeper down the football field said that there was never any possession. That's a good call. Never any full possession with a football move. Second down.
And then Swindoll went over to the sideline hurting after trying to get to the football. Potts with time. Deep over the middle. Deflected. Intercepted. Picked off. Coming the other way is Kent. And Kent trying to make a miss with a big play. Goes down to the 40. Prince Kent, the true freshman from Norcross, Georgia. Can that turn it around for Baylor?
First turnover of the day. It's been a very, very clean football game. Both teams put the ball on the ground, but they both recovered it in the first half. First interception, first turnover of the day, and it's the old tip drill. And you have to get your hands up when you're in zone coverage. And the tip by Coffey and the interception by Kent, and then nice yards after interception to give his football team shorter field. Excellent effort. Make miss, yards.
First down for Griffin, starting in Texas Tech territory for the first time today. Finley, nothing doing. A yard to the 39. So the difference, first down 5-6 for Taylor Potts and Texas Tech with their run batch, and only a yard as the words to live by.
Well, if Baylor can score here off the turnover, Joel, 14 of their points would be unconventional because of takeaway and then the fumble, the recovery on the onside kick. They scored an unscripted touchdown, and if they can score off the only takeaway, that would give them a big edge, because otherwise Texas Tech is blowing this game away.
Finley sets up with Griffin. They flood that side of the field, and he puts it up for grabs, looking for Wright in and out of his hands. He almost got Kendall Wright.
And he's hurt. RG3 got hit pretty good after the throw. He didn't want to go there. He pump faked it, and then he had no choice. He started looking the other side of the field, and he said, the only place I can put it, I'm going to throw it to the back corner of the end zone. And he rifled one about 65 yards in the air, it looks like.
What about Duncan on the heat?
But I mean, look, he pump fakes. Now he just has to throw it away, and Duncan just rifles him. But that's just unbelievable throw under duress.
3rd and 9. Can they capitalize off the turnover? Only a 3-man rush. A lot of time for Griffin. Thinking about running for it. Instead, throws in the last second and has the first down. Going to Wright. And check that. On the grab, instead, it's his back away in the flat.
And this is what he can do, create. when the play starts to break down, only a 3-man rush, drop 8 into pocket. Coverage is good with 8 people back there. Now he extends the play, creates, and finds a little seam. Checks down to his back and away. Big play.
It's at the 21. Stop route. Kendall Wright making a miss. He's got 5. Down to the 16. Junior from Pittsburgh, Texas has some moves.
I'll tell you, he stopped on the route, and then he stopped on a dime on the change of direction to get yards after catch. Man, these guys, when you spread the field with these athletes, one-on-one is almost impossible.
Trying to make it a touchdown difference. 45-31, final 60 seconds of the third. After the way they started, nothing would surprise us today.
Yeah.
Johnson, the H-back in there. Do they run it behind him? Finley's trying to. Best run of the day. First and goal to the 8. Talked about 49. And he rode the hip of that side of the offensive line.
Well, it's like having 6 offensive linemen in the game. When you run behind the big fella and he gets the trap, the big 300-pound fullback, I mean, that's just, it is. It's like having 6 offensive linemen in there, and Finley took advantage of it. That's just one mammoth human being, Ron Johnson at fullback.
This was all set up off the interception by Prince Kent. The true freshman defensive back took it down to the 40 of Texas Tech. Finley dashes his way inside the 5, and they stack him there. Just nudged it. And that is going to be the final snap of the third. So it was all Texas Tech, but the momentum slowly shifting.
And you got to score a touchdown here, Joel. Can't settle for field goal in this red zone opportunity. Down 2 scores with a quarter to play. You got to punch this one in. And the tip by Coffey, interception by Prince Kent has been huge.
So another very entertaining 15 minutes of play. Big plays on both sides, and especially defensively. Baylor had to have it. 45-31 Tech, and you're watching Big 12 College Football Saturday, presented by Phillips Television. The Texas State Fair is definitely the place that you want to go, because everything is on the healthy side. It's never deep fried, is it?
It's
deep fried Snickers, deep fried s'mores,
right.
Deep fried everything.
There's nothing that's not deep fried, and this is unbelievable. This is I'm gonna feed you a little bit here, Joel, of deep fried s'mores. Are you ready?
Yeah, and we give everything to Dave first. It's almost like that old commercial. As we look at our DirecTV game summary, that old commercial.
Mikey,
let Mikey try it.
He'll
Mikey
eat
likes
it.
Yeah. Dave tried it. He liked it. It's safe for
it's
all
good.
of us now.
It's all good.
It is now 2nd and goal for Robert Griffin. And Robert Griffin in the zone read won't get there. They have had him bottled up for the most part. It'll be 3rd and goal from outside the 2. Cody Davis coming up.
And really, Tech has done an outstanding job of their goal of having inside-outside leverage on Robert Griffin. Do not let him get outside and contain. The inside pursuit has been dynamic.
They keep Ganaway in there. Got Jay Finley. Reese on the bottom, the wide side with Lanier Sampson.
Ganaway is 235 pounds. He's the goal line short yardage guy with that big body.
Gordon, his favorite target, though, is isolated up top by himself.
There he is.
Single.
There he is.
And is it going to be a timeout?
Yeah, Art called a timeout.
Baylor calls their first timeout.
Well, he said the first timeout. We'll sort that out because we thought Baylor had used one earlier in a 14-point game.
In a lead blocker form, there's an injured Baylor player at about the 2-yard line, but RG3 had ended up being a quarterback lead as he rolled down the line of scrimmage off the edge after the back that he faked the football to hammered it into the line of scrimmage as a lead blocker. Let's take a look. Fake the ball to Ganaway and then take it and roll down the line of scrimmage. Ganaway ends up being a lead blocker for him on the edge and cleared the path. Excellent blocking for him, and the big boy, the other Robert Griffin, hammered the line of scrimmage as well.
He was helped off the field. And now a huge extra point for Aaron Jones and the Bears, trying to make it a 7-point game. And He does exactly that. He hooked it, but it went inside the upright. Looks like me on the first tee. Mine never stays in play, though. It's a 7-point game. 45-38. Minute gone by in the fourth at the Cotton Bowl. Missouri undefeated, taking on Colorado off maybe their biggest win since Dan Hawkins took over, and that is going to be the last one of our triple header. It'll all start at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 out of the West Coast. So Jonathan Franklin, UCLA, Marvin Jones, as the ground game is back now for UCLA, and it all started against the Texas Longhorns. That started the 3-game winning streak for the Bruins. Strawberry Canyon, a difficult task. Backpedaling is Uzama. And he's going to take the kick, looking at the sun from the 4. A little bit of a lane. Gets across the 20. Out to the 23. Now, I don't want it. You take it.
Yeah.
But you know Ganaway really wanted it.
He did. And watch the strength of Robert Griffin's hands. Ganaway's 235 pounds. And Griffin says, no, they're on you. I'm going to pull it out of there. I'm going to keep it and roll off the line of scrimmage. Unbelievable play by Robert Griffin. Hands, wrists, forearms. He's a strong cat to pull that ball out of there because Ganaway had hunched over it.
Baron Badge walks slowly off the field. So he is not going to be a part of this package, at least at the start, for Taylor Potts. And what a weapon to lose. They put Stevens into the backfield. And a quick bubble comes out. And good yardage on first down, close to a first down, if not picking up the first down for Taylor Potts, his wide receiver, Detron Lewis.
How many times are the Texas Tech receivers going to stock block the secondary for Baylor? It is unbelievable how they just lock on and Velcroize them. I mean, Baylor can't get off the block.
It's seconds and a yard. He got 9. Stevens gets the yard. Across the 35, out to the 36. Noxie, what's it cooking downstairs?
Okay, downstairs, the offensive line just want the ball back. They need another score, and I tell you what, someone else who wants the ball back, this Baylor fans, they're looking for a fantastic finish. Baylor's got a hold right here, guys.
Well, just about a 90-minute ride from Waco, so it was easy for the Bears fans to get to State Fair Park. Going the other way, not Lewis, but Stevens, the running back, across the 40 on first down to the 41, a gain of 5. Talk about pitch and catch, real simple.
It's amazing. Baylor's rushing 3 and dropping 8 into coverage because all Texas Tech is doing is attacking the perimeter with the short passing game. And even still, and they're going to have to change it up because they're playing so soft and conservatively, and they're not getting off blocks from tackling.
On 2nd and 5. They wanted to set up the screen, and it's over the head of Stevens. You can see the backpedaling right away from the rushers for the Baylor Bears. They recognize screen.
And true. And Taylor Potts backpedaled, and his footwork for the first time all day was suspect. He threw the ball retreating from the line of scrimmage, didn't transfer his weight. His mechanics were off. As a result, so was his accuracy.
Biggest third down defensively for Baylor because Tech has dominated. They are 10 of 13 on their previous third down tries. They're only up by 7, though. Man, Stevens won't get there. They held up this time, didn't they?
They did.
It was Tevin Elliott, the left end, who was in on it early, along with Gary Mason.
You know, the big battle cry for Baylor football this year is rise up. And that's what the defense did finally on third down. They rose up. And that was a big third down stop for Brian Norwood, the energetic defensive coordinator.
All right's back deep for Baylor, along with Terrence Williams. LaCour has not been a factor today. He's never out there. Money. And a low line drive, returnable type, but they stay away from it. Now, a perfect top for Williams. And he had called for the fair catch as he backpedaled.
Yeah, it's all you have to do is wave. He's basically telling his teammates stay away. As soon as you wave your hand, whether it's above your shoulders or not, you wave the hand, it's a dead ball. Watch him wave the hand. Waving the hand, telling his teammates to get away. That's a dead ball. As soon as you signal a wave, it doesn't have to be over your shoulders. Dead ball, Baylor ball.
Nine out of his 11 were solo stops last week. He had a sack, broke up 2 passes. He is definitely a lot impact player, all presented by Acura.
Sold tickets, popcorn, he did it all. He was the man last week.
Now, the equalizer. Is it in store on a long field for the Baylor Bears from the 17? 2.5 minutes gone by in the fourth. Griffin looks one way and in trouble on his way down. They finally got to Robert Griffin. Whitlock right up the middle, the senior from Noble, Oklahoma.
And the best player on the defensive football team makes a huge play. Look at him just beat at the line of scrimmage, beat Blake at the line of scrimmage quickly. And, you know, Whitlock is a wrestling champion in high school. He's got that balance. He's never on the ground. His knees are over his ankles, his hips are over his knees. Totally balanced player.
Remember, Baylor only has one timeout left in the game. They've already used 2 here in the second half, inside of 12 to play. Need 18. Gonna get some of it back. Huge cushion. Good move. First down. Still spinning and going. Strong is Josh Gordon. Whew. Their big play receiver coming in. Letterman catches. Takes it out to the 37. But Dave, they're 10 yards off. The corners are 10 yards soft.
Well, they're afraid of his speed. And he did the same thing in last week's game against Kansas. The best play he made was cutting back, making people miss to the middle of the football field that set up a field goal. That was a huge conversion there.
He's a sophomore from Houston. Griffin wants to get out of the edge. He'll throw it instead. And off the fingertips of Williams. D-back looking for the wide receiver. Otherwise, might have been a pick. He was working against Johnson on that side. And the first down line is all brought to you by Phillips Televisions.
Well, our RG3 put it to the wrong shoulder. Should have put it to the back shoulder, not the upfield shoulder.
Now on second down, double pass. No. Staying with it is Terrence Williams. And he's going to be well short of where he needed to go. He's just inside the 40. So he needs 7.
And he threw a touchdown pass last week, or caught a touchdown pass last week on the double pass. They got a bunch of kids that played quarterback in high school. Quite a few of these Baylor Bears are capable of throwing the ball down the field.
It'll be 3rd and 7, just shy of the 40. Ganaway in the backfield. Griffin's got a lane to throw, and on the comeback, no. Well short, almost like he didn't step into that throw.
Yeah, he kind of short-armed the whole thing, and that was an interesting alignment because Brian Duncan was playing nose guard. Number 57 was lined up on the center. That was very, very interesting. So both defensive coordinators are trying to be a little bit creative and a little bit versatile. And that's a very versatile football player. Led the team in tackles 2 straight years at middle linebacker. They moved him to down lineman. He's played end, defensive tackle, nose tackle. That's a football player.
Well, this is a point of the game now where a 2-time All Big 12 selection, Derek Epperson, the punter, can come in and in a big way. And he gets out of beauty. Zuzalik calls for the fair catch, and he's got it to the 12. But a long field after a very good punt by Epperson for Texas Tech as the Red Raiders cling to a 7-point lead. 10:45 to play. Stay with us at the Cotton Bowl. Black, Jim Knox, first down for the Red Raiders at the 13. And what an arm. Grabs made by Detron Lewis, but it's Taylor Potts moving it around and getting everybody involved.
Well, he was left hash mark and throws to right sideline, and it was not in the air very long. You could hang your clothes on it, man. He threw a rope, and that shows arm strength.
From the 24, Baron Batch is back, and he's rolling for about 4 on first down. Now, this is the drive of the game. 10.5 to play, Dave. Only 1 timeout on the board for the Baylor Bears, so if Tech can get any points out of this, they could essentially put the game away.
Yeah, it's a 2-score game then with very little time and only 1 timeout remaining. You're right.
It'll be 2nd and 7. Potts taking his time.
And they don't want to score too quickly. It sounds crazy, but Tech wants to try to burn some time if they possibly can. They're slowing the tempo.
Long count by Potts. And behind Torres. Did he grab it?
Yeah.
He makes the catch at the 30, they say. It almost looked like it went to the ground.
Yeah, the umpire's going to make the call because the line judge was blocked out. The field judge sees it.
It's incomplete.
The line judge had the backs were obstructing the football of the line judge, but the head linesman saw it.
He was working on Baker, but it looked like it got down to the ground.
And remember, every play in college football is reviewed, so they're taking a look at it up top. Did the ground help him secure this? He has his hand under it. Ooh, that one's tough. but they ruled incomplete, and they're not going to review it.
It's going to be 3rd and 7. Flood the top side, the wide side, underneath, won't get it. Barron Batch, and drops short of the first down by a little more than 2.
He was trying. He was struggling, pumping those legs, trying to get those extra yards, but he came up short. Good
Coffee,
tackle.
Van Atchison, first one's on top of it.
Tommy Tuberville, 4th down, is not going to go for it. He's going to punt it away, and look at how the ball has been distributed. I mean, you've got 5 people with 4 more catches in this football game today, led by Lewis with 9 catches for 87 yards. Torres has 2 touchdown receptions. Lewis has 1. Leong is come back, 5 catches for 85.
LaCour. And it'll be taken by Wright. He runs into his own man and goes down, and that was a collision where both Baylor Bears took the worst of it. Denrick Demby, the safety, ran into him and is still down holding onto his knee. Wright's hobbling.
Yeah, sometimes you hit almost knee to knee, and his teammates trying to help, and boy, they do. They hit knee to knee, basically one right knee, one left knee, and Wright tries to keep his balance. If he could, he had another blocker there, might have sprung him for a little bit, but very rarely do you see that kind of contact on a punt return at any level of football. Probably your teammate.
Good sign. And a lot of times, knee to knee, you're stunned for a while.
It's like a funny bone. You know, it's like you hit your elbow and that you get that kind of that numb feeling, and it just has to work its way back. And I think if they did truly hit knee to knee, which it looked like, both of them are going to be able to walk it off.
Robert Griffin, though, has taken some shots throughout the course of this contest.
Well, he's got a bullseye on his back, and he has been targeted. Look at that, inside out, takes a double lick right there. Even when he gets rid of the ball in the option, he gets a helmet right to the smush. And one-on-one in space tackled, hit by Duncan on a pass rush, and drilled on the sideline. All of them legal, but he has been targeted. You know, I'm sure the defensive coach said, hit him. James Willis, the coordinator, said when he has the ball, when he doesn't have the ball, hit him. Make him pay. Do it within the confines of the rules, but put some licks on him.
Real efficient numbers once again for Robert Griffin. 290 yards on 20 of 29 with 2 scores. Has not been picked off, but has not really had the explosive play using his feet. Grab is made. Man, on the outside. Can't get away. His wide receiver, Sampson, taking it in. So good job by Phillips. And we haven't seen that many solo stops.
No, we haven't. And what we saw again, though, is huge cushion. Both sets of corners on both teams are just all kinds of respect for the wideouts. They're giving big cushion on the outside.
See if he goes up top. Josh Gordon has a lot of space over there against DJ Johnson.
Playing cover 2, those safeties deep to roll to the perimeter.
Coming near side, it's Wright. Man, only to the 36. So this is another huge one for the Baylor Bears. The defense came through for one of the few times today as Phillips made the stop. But it's up to the Baylor offense now to convert on a 3rd down with 8.5 and the clock rolling to play. They're only 4 of 11 on 3rd.
Check this little bunch out right there. Little bunch formation.
No pressure on Griffin. Got it for the first down to Gordon. Gordon's got the first down on Cody Davis.
Well, when it's a big-time play, you go to your big-time player. Josh Flash Gordon flashing once again. Griffin to Gordon, the G-man. Finds a little time and space in the pocket, and he throws the strike. And the G-men hook up again, the 2 superheroes, RG3 and Flash Gordon.
Texas Tech territory now on the roll. Griffin had to flush down. He'll get yardage and he'll get out of bounds. Wise decision. We'll put him out after a gain of 3 to the 41.
We're in the exact same formation as our producer Bob Steinfeld says. It's the 3 Bears. They got themselves one behind the other like a power eye formation, and that time Griffin said, okay, Texas Tech adjusted. I'm going to keep it and get myself out of bounds and pick up yards and stop the clock.
Win today, Baylor 2-0 in Big 12 play for only the 2nd time since they joined the league in 1996. Scrambling his way up the middle. Not much on 2nd and 7. as they put down Ganaway. Well, the improvement of the Baylor Bears. Third season for Art Briles. First year, 4 wins. Second year, 4-8 once again. Already this year, 4-1.
Well, and the thing that's gone on with those 3 years, consistency. He's one of 9 coaches in the country that has kept his staff intact for a 3-year time frame. That continuity and consistency is key in turning a program's culture around.
Now Griffin, he looked at the slant. That was taken away. Now running for it. Holding call. The referee threw a flag. Griffin short of the first down by about a yard. But it looked like the ref threw a hold.
I think they're going to call Jay Finley, the running back on the edge. It looked like he grabbed somebody. I'm not sure if it's a big man or not, but Finley looked like he was struggling.
Holding, number 79 of the offense. Penalties declined. 4th down.
They called Robert T. Griffin, and they declined the penalty. 4th down. Robert.
I don't know if I would decline that.
Yeah.
It's 4th and 2.
He's going for it probably. And there's the big fella inside, and they're going to call him for holding. And he does have a good handful. Boy, I don't know, separated. That's interesting. I'm not sure. They could have called 78 or 79, or they could have gotten away with not calling anybody. I thought that was kind of ticky-tack.
Here we go. Play of the day for Robert Griffin. And the Baylor offense rolling down to 6.5 minutes remaining. They've converted once on 4th down today.
The Tech call timeout. The line judge running in. I don't know what the deal is there. He's running in from the Tech sideline. I guess they're questioning.
Did they give an option to the bench whether or not they wanted to decline it?
Right. Tommy Tuberville may be saying, hey, you know what? I wanted that penalty.
Correction, the penalty will be enforced 10 yards and replay 3rd down.
That's what I thought they were going to do.
How do you not take a 10-yard penalty in that field position? And Art Briles is livid. He thought he was going to get away with one, and he's saying, are you kidding me? There's no way you can let that occur that late. Art Briles is here. He's saying, oh, are you kidding me? Are you going to let them wait? Are you going to let them accept that penalty? Are you serious? After you announced that they declined it, Tommy Tuberville came on the field and said, whoa, not so fast. A 10-yard penalty in this field position? I got to accept that penalty. What are you talking about?
It'll be 3rd and 12 now. They'll take it from the U where the flag was. The spot of the foul from the hold.
Right. And it should be pretty much at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard behind it.
Yeah, it looked like it was a yard or 2 behind it.
Yeah.
So that's for the guys up at the replay booth to help out.
Usually, though, when they call it on an offensive lineman, the holding usually goes from the line of scrimmage normally. If it's a back or a receiver down the football field, it's a spot foul, after the play has been in progress.
Well, the spot was, the original line was the 37. So they'll take it back to the 47. Man, it's going to be 3rd and 13.
And he's at the line of scrimmage. And again, that's the hold that they called, trying to separate from the block, and they called him for grabbing. And Whitlock spinning around, you can see he was, challenged a little bit in stretch. And usually, again, it was during the course of the play. It wasn't down the field. It wasn't a spot foul as a result of a receiver or a running back down the field and throwing a block for somebody else.
Boy, this is the situation for Texas Tech last week. Don't forget they were down 45-38 trying to get the ball back when they lost 52-38. It's the other way now. Griffin with heat coming, gets away, over the middle is right, 1st down.
Wow. And I'll tell you what, RG3 that time grew up in terms of awareness in the pocket. And you got to credit the center and guards. They kept the depth of the pocket intact. The tackles are responsible for the width. The guards and center are responsible for the depth. Allowed clear vision when RG3 stepped up, and he hit Kendall Wright. Great route, great throw, good protection.
This defense didn't get up to the line. Griffin now trying to take advantage of it. Wide open, and he blew it. Tevin Reese was available when they snapped the ball. Texas Tech wasn't ready.
No, and Bullett's limping off the field. Bullitt is struggling a little bit physically trying to get off the field. And this is just basically a zone read type look, fake to the back, and go to the receiver. It's the 3rd option on a three-way option. He faked the handoff. He can run. And he said, oh, man, I just let him too much.
Did he try to guide him?
Tried to aim the ball, rolling to his left. Tried to aim the football instead of just throwing it.
2nd and 10 from outside the 29. Heat up the middle on Griffin. Got rid of it. Got right. He's got another 1st down.
Wow. He's throwing that football, falling away from the line of scrimmage. He was backpedaling as he throws the football. That shows total arm strength. He's got a strong right shoulder and right arm to be able to do that.
Baylor trying to make it all the way back from a 17-point deficit. Little bubble screen going the other way. And a shot. It's complete, but not much, Josh Gordon. In fact, right at the line of scrimmage, and the clock continues to run.
Well, Joe,
a little more than 5.5 to play.
He threw from the left hash mark to the right sideline on the bubble screen. The ball was in there a long time, and it gave the defender an opportunity to read the route and close on it because of the distance of the bubble screen.
DJ Johnson up against him.
They were asking Kendall Wright what happened there. They went to Gordon. Kendall Wright didn't get his block. And that was the biggest reason the play failed.
Drive started back at the Baylor 33. Now, after the play fake, in the flat, the big 300-pounder goes down. K'Ron Johnson, seismologist. Get that one, the sophomore from Cuero, Texas, and he's brought down by Trey Porter.
Trey Porter in space, taking down the big fella. He wasn't able to get his shoulder pads squared up to the line of scrimmage to get up the football field.
He tilted the field.
He had his shoulder pads going to the sideline, not to the line of scrimmage.
They're in 4-down territory. Down by 7 with only 1 timeout on the board. In a 45-38 game, can Griffin convert again on 3rd down? Left tackle came up.
Yep, that's a bad penalty to take in the red zone there. Danny Watkins.
Dead ball foul. A false start by number 59 of the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, and it's still 3rd down.
And it's a very simple one there. He starts retreating before the snap of the football, trying to get a jump in the pass protection.
Duncan.
And yeah, he was thinking about Duncan coming off the edge, who is second in the nation in sacks with 6. Here's the penalty story on the day. Baylor gave up about 2/3 of the football field. Tech less than half of the football field.
Need to get it inside the 6 for a 1st and goal. Griffin, a little bunch formation, top side, wide side. Looking that way, back over the middle, right, can't hang on. What a break for Tech.
What a throw by Griffin. That was perfect. And Kendall Wright can't believe he did not squeeze the pig right there. And that's the chance you take when you go for it all. 4th down, but you had to, and it was there. And he could not quite catch that football. Look at this. I mean, splits his hands, gets the right hand on it, but can't pull it in with the left. Barely gets his right hand on it. Boy, that ball had some RPMs, but that's a catch that Kendall Griffin, or a miss that Kendall Griffin's going to have nightmares about tonight.
5 wide receivers set. It'll be a double pass. Wright throwing it back. Look out. Here comes Griffin running for the 1st down. Will he get to it?
Nope.
No. Tech holds. They were ready for the gadget. And Franklin Mitchum staying at home on that side of the field.
Outstanding effort by Texas Tech, staying with their responsibilities. Moore does a good job of making sure that he's in position. And man, that's very, very good coaching and execution. Throwback pass. Everything's coming to the right, and the throwback pass is going to go back to Griffin. Texas Tech, well, you stay at home. When you stay at home, good things happen. There's Moore. He does a great job. The inside-out pursuit's coming there. He leveraged Griffin to the sideline, used the sideline as the 12th defender.
Well, the last 3 drives, not good ones. An interception and 2 punts, and now they swing it out. Wide receiver trying to make things happen for Texas Tech. If anything, you want to slide down inbounds. It's taken in by Detron Lewis. That'll stop the clock as he goes out at the 20. And now if you're Tech, your mindset when the clock is moving has to change.
Oh, absolutely. Now you have to start letting it tick a little bit and melt. And unfortunate for Baylor, because they had the play. Kendall Wright could not execute on his end. Could be a tie game right now. And there was a very critical offside penalty. Danny Watkins in the red zone.
They've got no quarterback in the set. It's going to be Eric Stevens scrambling up the middle, taking the direct snap, as they call it the Wildcat, for about 3 up to the 23. And now after the move the James, they've got to maximize the play clock.
Right, but what you do by running the Wildcat and running the football, you get a fresh set of downs. Now you can take your time, and you know, Taylor Potts can come back in, the chains are moved, and the clock starts. There's creeping up on 3 minutes to play.
You believe you've got 624 yards of total offense, and you're hanging on just barely by 7.
Baylor's only got 1 timeout left, Joel. They can only stop the clock 1 time. Tech has 3 timeouts. They also have the lead, but Baylor burning those timeouts hurt them.
Keep it on the ground. Stevens scrambling over to the left side. And ripped down, crossing the 25 to the 26. That's Chris Francis. Middle backer got the best of him. But the clock is rolling now. Inside of 2:35 and counting.
And Baylor can't use the timeout. They're hoping that they stop Texas Tech on this sequence of downs and they get the ball back for RG3 one more time with the timeout to work with.
Well, if they get a stop on second and make it 2nd and 3rd and long, I got a feeling they may use it right here.
They could. They could. You know, again, in college football, the clock stops when you generate a 1st down, and you can spike the ball, obviously. But boy, that's going to make it dicey.
They'll keep it on the ground. And protecting it is Baron Batch. And now if you're Art Briles, I think you use your final timeout.
They did, yep.
Yep, stop it here at the 30. And this is the ball game. It is a 3rd and 3 for Texas Tech. And what does Tuberville and his staff call?
Well, I would get Potts out of pocket. I'd get him out of pocket, change the launch point, give him a 2-way go. Why not?
Well, looking back at our Toyota playbook and a play very early in this game that backfired on Texas Tech.
Yeah, it's called the onside kick, and it was big. Here, it's got to go 10 yards. The ball does not go 10 yards. That's the first thing you have to consider. When the kicker kicks the football, he's going to try to recover it himself. It doesn't go 10, but that's a live football, and Tech decides not to down it. But Baylor knows the rules, and Ganaway says, I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to run with it, and I'm going to advance it. A non-scripted touchdown in a close football game like this was a monumental play. One team played smart. Baylor didn't. They understood the rules. Texas Tech special teams did not play smart and didn't understand the rules. And that's the Toyota playbook. Toyota moving forward.
2 minutes and 2 seconds remaining. Nobody in the backfield with Potts. Let's see if they roll him over to the side they flooded, the nearest side. It's a 3rd and 3. Here's the ball game for Baylor. Can they get the stop? And it's going to be a delay of game.
Dead ball foul, a delay of game by the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, and it's still 3rd down.
Man, that's the 2nd time in this game. It started the first play of the game.
How do you come out of a timeout
you come out of
that
a timeout
way?
And you're not managing the play clock.
They need 8 now.
Baylor trying to substitute, bring some bigger people off the field and get more speed on the field.
Now they'll put Stevens in the backfield. Is it time to go to Lyle Leong? Detron Lewis, the bubble screen. He won't get there. It'll stop, and he's inbounds at the 29.
So the clock will continue to melt. No timeouts for Baylor.
All 3 still on the board for Texas Tech. So Texas Tech could take it all the way down to a 2nd and then call their timeout.
And that's exactly what they're going to do.
They'll send Williams and Wright back once again. They haven't had an explosive play from the return game, but the potential is there with Kendall Wright and Terrence Williams. As we look at the schedule on the horizon for Texas Tech, and it's going to be difficult with Oklahoma State at home.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier, but boy, what a big win this would be for Texas Tech, starting off the season 0-2 in conference. And this would be a big victory, and then they'd have to try to string 2 in a row against Oklahoma State.
It is a timeout. And don't forget, on Fox Sports Plus next week in the Southwest, you will get Texas Tech at Lubbock against Oklahoma State and the Cowboys. And Baylor trying to go 2-0 in conference play with a win today for only the 2nd time since coming into the Big 12 in 1996. Well, they've got the road date with Colorado and then Kansas State at home.
Then they go on the road to Texas, so it's going to be an interesting little string there for Baylor. The final question is, Baylor, they got a touchdown on an onside kick that was botched by Tech. Baylor threw a fake punt. So Joel, onside kick touchdown, fake punt. Can they block one? This is the final thing. Will they rush it? Will they rush and block a punt, or will they play it safe and try to get a return out of it and get as much field position as they possibly can with a minute? There'll be less than a minute to go in the game after this punt.
They've had the special teams edge. LaCour end over end, almost like a kick. And Wright Making a miss early. Can he continue to make a miss, dancing around and getting upfield? No.
He gave up time, too.
It's 57 seconds left. But that's a lot of time in college football, as we've both discussed, because of the movement of the chains and the 34.
And what Texas Tech did was the rugby punt that a lot of college teams are doing now. It takes time off the clock when the punter goes out of basically the protection of his little cocoon to punt it. And when you hit it on the ground and it goes end over end like a kickoff, you can get some roll out of it. Kendall Wright tried to hit a home run and make a lot of people miss, but all he did was lose yards and time off the clock.
So now the Big 12's Offensive Player of the Week. On center stage, Robert Griffin with 57 seconds left in the game. Kendall Wright trying to make a miss. Man, can't get to the sideline.
That's a great play by Jarvis Phillips. Man, he was very, very quick in his support off the corner.
Moore finished off the play. Clock moving. 37 seconds for Griffin. Now on the sideline, way too tall, out of bounds. As the grab was made over the far side by Reese.
Right.
Or check that. It's the first one in the direction of the wide receiver over there.
Burke.
Yep. And Chris Burks has not been on the field at all today, basically. So it was out of bounds. And there was a flag where there were 12 men on the field.
See. Yes, his pattern took him out of bounds. His feet are already out of bounds.
Shift by the wide receiver. It's a 5-yard penalty and replay second down.
Well, that was a great effort. The only thing that happened to him is he lost perspective of where he was on the field, and he kind of drifted to the sideline. Both his feet set up out of bounds when he tried to tippy-toe. He had possession and tippy-toed, but he was already off the sideline.
7-point game after trailing by 17 in the second half. Griffin out of the gun. Grab's going to be made. Ooh, close to a late hit. And was it a late hit? It was taken in by Williams. No flag.
No, they're saying that it was still on the field of play when he started the delivery of the hit.
And it's almost like he tried to pull up anyway.
And there was a 5-yard penalty, and a receiver had lined up wrong, and he's out of bounds. That could have been called, but it wasn't. Man, that was dicey. That was too much of a roll of the dice there for DJ Johnson.
Now with 25 seconds to play on 3rd and 10. Griffin, plenty of time, and an available receiver. Burks has it. First down, stops the clock down to the 47. Enough time, but they've got to get up to the line and spike it right away.
Yep, save time.
And that'll give them 2 more snaps. 19 yards on the pickup. Spike it, stop it, 15 seconds left. As I mentioned, need to get 7. So you've got 2 throws potential into the end zone.
And you got to realize that Texas Tech is acutely aware of the double pass. Baylor used it last week against Kansas. It's on tape, and Texas Tech is well aware of it. What other gadget play could potentially happen? And you know the safeties are going to be 20-25 yards deep at the snap of the football on their alignment, and they're going to play prevent defense extraordinaire is Texas Tech. They're going to keep everything in front of them and not let anything get behind them.
Play clock coming down on Griffin. Will he get it off in time? Yes. Now on 2nd down. He has a man available over the middle. Scrambling if he goes down. That would end it. It's caught. Can he get out of bounds? No. And that'll do it. Josh Gordon makes the catch. And it is over. The Red Raiders prevail. And wait a minute. It is a first down. Hold on. As we say it's over, it's not. They've got to put another 2 or 3 seconds back on the clock.
And Art Browse is saying exactly that. Get on the sideline. You're going to see if there's time left.
See when he went down and how much is on the clock because of the movement of the chains.
Exactly. After possession, stayed in bounds. When did he go down? When he went down, that's the end of the play. Was there time left on the clock when he went down? Should have gone down right away because the clock would have stopped. I mean, trying to gain yards here. First mistake, not getting out of bounds. Second mistake, when you come back into the field to play, don't try to get an extra yard. Seconds are more important than the 1 yard. Go down right now. If you can't get out of bounds, go down. Don't fight. And that's what cost them.
Yeah, it's about 3 seconds. 3 or 2 when they finally, and let's see when it's blown dead. It should be at least 2, and then they can spike it. Only 1.
Wow. And really, it could have been 3 or 4 if Gordon had just gone down. You don't fight for the yard. Your seconds are the most precious commodity, not one more yard when there's no time basically to work with. And, you know, that's just experience. First thing, get out of bounds. Didn't do that. When he turned back inside, get on the ground.
Let's see if they put at least a second to give him a chance to snap it and throw one to the end zone. Cooper Castleberry talking to the officials upstairs. It has been a long game and an entertaining one. And they're also looking at possession at the end of the play.
Well, watch a Baylor teammate came flying in to recover a football. You know, he wasn't trying to spear Gordon. Let's see if the ball comes out. And the ball is stripped. And there it is. The ball's stripped. Who comes up with the football? Does Gordon get it back? Yeah, it looks like Gordon gets it back. And there comes the teammate to try to help in the recovery if Gordon doesn't. And the teammate recovers it, who dove in there into the fray. Now, does that affect the time on the clock as well? Because now Gordon was down. Is there any time left after you lose possession and regain possession? Because now he fumbles.
Ball's loose.
2 seconds.
Who
1
covers
second, and Baylor recovers it. Should be 1 second on the clock, and that's why they're only going with 1 second, because of the fumble and loss of possession.
If they do put a second, we're waiting for the official word.
And Gordon definitely lost control of it, ripping in at the football. Cody Davis, look at Cody Davis, and basically Gordon trying to extend the football. I think he didn't realize he already had a first down. Is there any time on the clock? That's the key. Is there 1 second, or has time expired?
So you want to be a head coach of the Big 12.
You want to be a replay official.
Man,
I'll tell you, dicey.
Now the official word.
There was a fumble on the play. The ruling on the field stands. The game is over.
It is over. And Texas Tech wins by 7.
Wow.
So disbelief on the Baylor sideline, as you can see from the expressions of their fans. And what a game at the Cotton Bowl overall for these two programs, as Texas Tech desperate in conference play to get a win, and they did. Their first of the season. As a 3-2 overall, but they wanted to avoid 0-3 in Big 12 South play. So Oklahoma undefeated like Oklahoma State in both overall play and conference play. Baylor suffers their first loss in conference play. Now, what a day for Robert Griffin and especially Taylor Potts.
Oh, we expected a shootout at the Cotton Bowl, and it did not disappoint. Both of these quarterbacks were extraordinary, making plays and throwing the football accurately.
Let's head downstairs. Noxie.
Okay, thanks, Joel. Coach, I tell you what, this one was back and forth a great deal. If you love the offense, this is the game to watch. 635 total yards of offense by Tech.
Yeah, and you know, we didn't do much the second half. Got to give it to our defense. We've been a lot the second half. We're all beat up. We were missing 3 starters going in this game, and I want to take it off to our guys on defense. I know we gave up a lot of yards and a lot of points, but both teams played hard. What a heck of a game for television, and our offense finally came to age. Didn't do much second half, but you know, we got something to work on now. We've got something positive going for us.
All right, Coach, congratulations. First conference win. Appreciate the time. Joel?
All right, and it's a memorable first Big 12 win for Tommy Tuberville at Texas Tech. Coming up next, don't forget, it's a good Pac-10 matchup at Strawberry Canyon. UCLA taking on Cal.